You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation Collecting Center. Come on, won't you sing with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Gonna talk to guests, only got the best. Gonna put their knowledge to the test. Gonna laugh and needs, gonna listen dreams, gonna show you things you've never seen. Gonna sing a song to the break of dawn. Gonna run this party all night long. So come on everybody, let me see you dance. Get yourself ready in the one long chance. You found the coolest place to be, the PlayStation Collecting Center. Come on, won't you sing with me? Welcome to the show. Gather round the boys and girls, collectors from around the world. Let's show the people what they need to know. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Hey,
Welcome.
what's up, everyone? Welcome to the PlayStation Collectors Podcast. This is Season 3, Episode number 15. And tonight we welcome VideoGameVotary to the show. What's up, Marcus?
What's going on? How you guys doing out there?
Good. Glad to have you on.
Good
Appreciate
to
it.
see you, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you. Honored.
Dude, liking the setup, man.
Thank you.
Got it all, dude. You got the arcade, you got the PS5, you got the Mario. Get it all, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad. I don't have nothing in my background. Not even the bullet poster. You know, I'm just playing background over here.
Just sad feels naked seeing Reggie without the poster behind him.
No, that's all right. We can still imagine it all there in our mind. So
But Marcus, really happy to have you here, man. What have you been collecting lately?
I've been collecting, strangely enough, the Nintendo Wii. I'm going at the complete set for that.
Complete set, right on.
Yeah.
God dang, complete set.
There's
the whole
a lot
thing.
of stuff. There's a lot of stuff. That's for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so complete set means. I mean, you mean like just the U.S. set, or are you talking like you going crazy? You getting
All right.
everything?
U.S. retail set.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
all right,
I
all
don't
right.
think I'll go any further than that. That's enough.
Yeah.
That's like always a funny conversation on this show when people say complete, because it's like, how complete? What do you mean? Do you mean like
That's true.
everything, all regions, all variants, upside down, misprints, everything?
Yeah.
Everyone's got
Well,
their
that's-
own version of a full set. So a full set to one person is every game in the world. A full set to someone else is every game in their region. And they're both right. You know, nothing's wrong. It just depends on what you want to collect. I think
Yeah,
the Wii right now it's such a good time to be going for it because everyone is going for GameCube, PS2, or Nintendo Switch or 3DS. But the Wii hasn't been talked about for years. It's really underground right now. It's definitely the one to be going for.
It's coming.
It is, man. I wanted to ask you, Mark. Like, is it hard? Like, I mean, obviously, it's hard to get to collect a complete set because the lists out there, they're legit or not. So you have to make sure certain games are on that list for the American set. Have you had a hard time doing that?
Yeah, I hit some snags in there. I reached out to you and you asked me to send the list, and I actually chopped off like 10 off of that list. And it's
Nice.
weird. I don't know where people come with these lists. Like some of the games on there like didn't even exist, like it never came out.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had certain games that were like under a different name. So it's very important, like knowing the names in your region, because at times I overlook stuff because I was looking for a specific name. And I was kind of just trying to get each title before I went after any variants. So I was paying more attention to the exact titles that was on that list, and then realized doing research, it's like constant research to make sure you're going after the right titles and you know what to look for. That's very important.
You made a really good point too about games being on the list that don't exist. I collected a full PS3 set close to 5 years ago now. And being with the community, I keep meeting new collectors who are collecting full sets. And I'm constantly getting the same photo sent to me. Hey, Figsy, I can't find this game. And I have to be like, that's because it doesn't exist.
Right.
There's 3 or 4 different Amazon listings that got made years ago, or PlayAsia listings. They're placeholders. And they do this when a game gets announced. And if a game doesn't get released, it never got sold. But some of these placeholders are up there on the website, and you can even buy them, but the game doesn't exist. So
Right.
there's like 4 or 5 games that keeps getting put on people's lists, and then the list gets shared, and once it's out there, it's hard to get rid of it.
Yeah, and I
Mhm.
think they actually add some of the like digital titles on there too. So I mean, it's a lot of work going after a complete set, especially when it's a larger library. Because how many games are in that PS3 set?
Again, it's one of those. What's
Depends
the
on
real-
what you mean.
Well, how many are in the set?
What list are you
have?
looking at?
Yeah.
Powers around 1170 or something. So
Woo,
around,
woo.
Yeah, so that's
Ye-
difficult. The Wii's like almost 1,300. So yeah,
Yeah, the only complete set I ever went after was, I think it was the Neo Geo Pocket, and then I gave
Mhm.
up towards the end. The last two, like this pachinko games, I was like, man, I'm not buying these. Then I had the Virtual Boy. I was one more closer to that. All I knew was Jack Rose, but I was like, nope, I'm
Mm-mm.
good. So
You know, it depends on how much it means to you to have the complete set. I mean, it's awesome when you do, but it can be painful. But like the only time I went through like that madness for real was with the PSVR1. Like that was like I really like scoured and did research and tried to get everything. And it's so funny because I had that exact same problem where like there was like 3 or 4 games that had been announced and listings had been created for them, and like they ended up on people's lists like coming soon, this is coming, or people put them on Reddit lists from 4 years ago, or this, that, and the other thing. And then there's pictures of them you can look up and covers and everything, but they don't exist. They never got released. So yeah, you just gotta have to learn that stuff, but you never know.
True.
So,
it's important to connect with other people doing the same thing, because there'll be multiple collectors all going for full sets, and if you guys are all sharing your information, it makes it so much easier, and it makes getting games easier too, because you might find a rare game that like is a sport game or like a Just Dance game, but because you're going for a full set, you're like, I know this is rare, and then you trade it with someone else going for a full set for something that they find in their region that's rare. So.
Definitely. Yep.
That's pretty cool. Another thing too, like obviously collecting for the Wii is awesome, but like I don't think people understand how amazing the Wii and the Wii U are for modding. Like maybe some people do, but they are amazing, dude.
yes,
Like I got a Wii U and I modded the ever living crap out of it, and it's awesome, dude. I have like all my just Nintendo stuff. You could go crazy, put Sega, PlayStation, all that, but no, I just put like NES, SNES, GameCube, and everything. But oh, dude, it's amazing.
it's so easy to do too. It's so easy to do.
It's pretty easy, yeah, dude. I threw a hard drive on there. You just gotta like, kind of like disable the internet. That's the most important thing, so it never hooks up to the internet, because that'll screw everything up if it updates and it messes you all up. That's the only thing you don't want to have. You don't want to ever have any updates, because then it's like no, because it gets up, especially because it changes over time. And Nintendo's weird. They like, randomly update the Wii U 5 years later just to mess with people, or the 3DS 6 years later. Like they just were like, why not? We'll patch this thing. Like everyone's like, why? Just leave it alone.
The PS3 still get an update, so I guess Sony does it as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I highly recommend everyone get a Wii U and a 3DS and mod them.
Yes.
They're like sick.
Original Wii U, so you can play GameCube games too, because it's backwards.
Correct. Yeah. So you can, and then like they sell these little adapters that let you use GameCube controllers, and they work fine on the Wii U. You can for
Definitely.
that games. So
you brought up something interesting. You said it's cool when you own a full set. I'd almost argue it's more fun collecting the set than once you own the full set. Like I loved collecting a full set. It was so much fun going out there, and having a list and knocking games off that list, and seeing it getting shorter, and building your wall. Yeah. Like once you got a collection, everyone does it differently. But I used to get home, and every day I'd put the new games in the shelf and shuffle them over, and take 5 minutes when you first started collecting, and then you build a bigger collection, and it starts taking 10, 15, 20 minutes to put the games away. It's a good feeling seeing new games, new spines on the shelf, and
definitely. But Marcus, like, you're pretty close to completing the set, right? Do you see yourself finishing it within like? Do you have a time frame when you think you'll have it done?
Definitely this year. Definitely this year
for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe a Game On Expo. You going?
I'm trying to make it. I haven't.
I know.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it. I'm definitely have that in my plans. But yeah, Game On Expo would be a nice place to
It looks
Step
lit.
off that.
You probably finish off the rest of your set there, definitely, because they're big. I wanted to ask you this too, man. So I mean, with that happening this year, possibly you're gonna finish off the set. Well, you think you might move to another system like the Wii U and collect a full set for that?
Well, I did the Wii U. I actually hit that at the right time. I've been
Oh
doing
wow,
pretty good with hitting sets at the right time. Like I got the Wii U right before it took off,
right.
and before all the prices skyrocketed. So I
Mhm.
did that. I did that set pretty quick. I did that in like 2 months. I
Nice.
wrapped that up because it was only like 164 games, something like that. And it was
Pretty
around the
easy.
time, right around the time GameStop was
Yes.
phasing it out. They had Black Friday, buy two, get
Yep.
two.
Yeah,
And that whole day I was in every store in Maryland getting them, like returning them so I can get the buy two, get two.
Mhm.
So I knocked that set out pretty quick and even added
Nice.
the Shakedown Hawaii that came out like super late, which was
Yeah.
weird.
It
And I
was a
even
weird
got the
release.
Get the Axiom Verge too.
Axiom Verge. I got that,
God,
so
I
right.
wish I'd got that, man. I slept on that
Well, the
Yeah.
company
because I already
they-
owned it. But I wish I had that version. It would be so cool with the gamepad to play
Yeah.
that game. I bet.
because I just found out about what happened with that version, Joe. Like the company Badland Games, they didn't pay Limited Run back some money or something like that, so the game was in limbo, and they spent the money or whatever. Like that was really bad. Badland went under because of some their bad business practices. But that was the last game they put out, and it was thanks to Limited Run that they got it out the door, I believe. I think I'm right about that. Do you know anything about that story?
Just basically what you said, I can confirm.
Okay,
that
yeah.
I thought as well. Yeah.
But everybody's really happy when that game came out because that was like, yeah, they would complete the set with that last release or somewhat last release because Shakedown Hawaii.
right.
And it was in limbo for a long time, right? And
It
that
was, dude. I was like, dude, why is this game not out yet? And look, this company is spending money, and they went under. You know, I tried to look them up. They're pretty much like their internet footprint is gone. Like it's like insane. Like you can't find anything they've done before that anymore on the internet easily, like their website or nothing like that. Like they're just
That's crazy.
gone. So yeah, there's some crooks out there. But thankfully, Limited Run pulled through and made it happen for everybody.
It almost sounds like they tried to delete their internet history because they didn't pay people some money.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Limited Run right now, I gotta say, they have a lot of games right now I actually want at the same time, which is insane. Like it's been a minute, but like they have quite a few things I want right now. It's killing me.
Yeah, lucky for me, I have some friends that are going down to Limited Run store. I think next month. So I'm like,
oh man,
I got my list ready for them.
Got the hookup, yo, dude. I want the Rocket Knight Adventures. I want those shmups they have. I want there's a whole.
I
bunch
pre-ordered
of
that today, the Rocket Knight Adventures for the Switch. So I was pretty excited about that.
And go ahead, sorry.
No, I was saying that's on my bucket list because North Carolina's not too far from me. So my plan is to try to make a trip down to the Limited Run store eventually at some point.
Yeah, what's
Right
up,
on.
Steve?
What's up, Steve? How you going, man?
Steve in the building, Mr. Right Way.
Yeah, so speaking of that, did you see they're putting out that physical from the Xbox on the PS5? You want to show that?
Yeah, I got a photo of that. Let's pull it up. Just got announced this morning by Obsidian. Announced it.
Just look at
in
it.
their announcement post, the Xbox Game Studios is on the front cover of the PS5 copy.
It's just weird, right, guys? It's
Very
just
weird.
Man, it's kind of weird,
It's
man.
a moment. It's a moment. That's
That's
like when you
something.
saw, dude. That's like Sega on Nintendo, baby. When that happened, Sonic on Nintendo. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Sega
exactly.
on PS2. When that would happen, like I remember, that's so fun. Like I have my PlayStation magazine where it was like, is Sega gonna come to PS2 because the Dreamcast died, and everyone's like, so what the hell's going on? You know, it was like in that transition. So it is a big moment. It's crazy to me.
Yeah,
Xbox.
I seen another post last night that was kind of like, all right, this is what the future of video game collecting is going to be like. And Bethesda got a new physical Hi-Fi Rush, but they're not releasing it physically. They're giving it to Limited Run to release physically.
Wow.
So it feels like this will be a common trend in the future where collectors will still get their physical games, but it'll be like, you're not getting 1 million copies, you're getting 10,000 or 5,000 copies. That's it, because no one else, well, we don't care about this anymore.
They're making sure they get their money. That's for sure. Like they don't want no extra copies. They want enough to satisfy a certain need, and that's it, and move on. Which sucks for us.
As much as it'll be fine,
it
you won't
is
see an instance of cheap video games anymore. You're not going to see $5 copies of new games anymore or things like that, which kind of sucks. I like collecting cheap stuff.
Yeah, me too. That's all I was thinking about. You know what I mean? Like if they have just enough for a lot of the serious people, it's just like I don't know, man. Like you have to buy it immediately. You don't want to wait for a secondhand seller to get it because hey, they could raise the price on you. So it's like that. I guess you could say, FOMO. I guess but I don't know.
Well, what's gonna suck too is like that means that, all the games are gonna come out. We'll have to wait like a year to get the physical for everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the Contra, they're doing the Contra game.
Yeah, I saw that, man.
And that's gonna come out digitally, and we'll have to wait forever to get it. So I don't know. They're gonna make everybody double dip, or at least they're gonna make me double dip.
Well, hopefully it's a good Contra game because we really need one, man. That last one, what was it called? The top down one or isometric one?
Hardcore or whatever. Rogue.
I was like, dude, they took a generic game and they just slapped Contra on it. They said, just put Contra on it, it'll sell. Yeah. And people were like, come on, man, how can you do this to us, man? We want a Contra game that's somewhat close to the original. The last good Contra game we got was Hardcore on the PS3 and 360, and that game's not even physical. That's the game that should get a physical release.
Yeah, but, that should have been on the Contra collection. I don't know why they didn't do that, dude. I would have that would have sold, in my opinion, a lot more copies.
Because these guys don't want to pay the money to port it.
Because how can people own it apart from having it digitally? It's not.
Yeah.
I liked the PS2 Contras too, the Shattered Soldiers or whatever, and
those are good.
Yeah,
hard, but
maybe they should do a collection with those ones. Like the PS2 ones and then the PS3 ones, and
Yeah, I think that'd be a good sale.
Yeah. Obviously money in Contra though, so I'm sure that it's on the mind of at least limited run games to get these done in the future, if they can.
Well, what I'm curious about is that I know that the European release, which was originally the first one, it was going to be a PS5 and a Switch copy, and the Switch was going to be a code in a box. They weren't even going to do an actual cart for that. So I'm hoping, I would think, limited run, their Switch version will be a damn game, at least I hope. So that's cool. Because, that's a game that I absolutely want on the Switch. 100%. Like, I want it on... I'll get PS4 too, but that's just... I want it on a Nintendo console. You joking? Like a Contra game? I just gotta have it on my Switch. I don't know.
Some games just feel right on the Switch.
It just feels right. Yeah, dude. It's like, exactly. It's like, I don't know. Like the Pixel Heart collection, as much as I'd love to have that PS4 copy, like I just feel like I'm happy to have it on my Switch because that's where I played Final Fantasy for so long. And I did switch over, obviously, Final Fantasy 7 and everything, but I don't know. Those games, the Pixel Heart games, 1 through 6, that was Nintendo, baby. That's where I played those games. That's where those games belong to me. I don't know. My mind, I have no logic to how I
downgraded on your PS5 or downgraded on the Switch. It's going to look exactly the same on both consoles. It's going to play exactly the same. So you may as well have it on, the console that you grew up having it on, the Nintendo. It makes more sense.
Definitely, I agree.
Yeah, I've always I like indie pixely art games on the Switch. I've always liked that, like those retro style. Yeah,
get them while they're coming out like that, because I feel like that the whole Final Fantasy 7, the Final Fantasy collection thing. Because physically, I looked it up too, man. Like people were selling copies for $1,000,
and they're selling too. It's crazy.
Yeah, I thought that they might be scheming, like how some people like try to make stuff look like it's selling and then cancel the bid or whatever like that. But they're legit selling, and I couldn't believe people would go that far just to get that collection. I would just get it on the Switch, but I guess people want that flex, man.
Yeah, I guess that comes with it.
Because they're not opening the copies. They're not opening them.
No. Absolutely not.
They have to get it now because they think it's going to be $2,000 in 6 months or in a year's time and things like that. And it might be, but it might also get reprinted. So if you're taking that risk, then you might lose all your money.
That's true.
And I hope it gets reprinted.
Selfishly, obviously, I do. I can see that upsetting some people, but it is a risk these days. The reprint fear is real. Like I don't know if I'm dropping big money on a game, it ain't on a PS4 game right now.
I heard that, man. That whole Siberia thing like tripped people out with the Video Games Plus. They did that reprint for those PS3 games. Like man, all the people that had their sealed copies, like they're like, what the hell? Like how did this happen?
Expensive 2 PS3 games both got reprinted, and then they went through and did 50 of the 100 most expensive games. Like they all got reprinted.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy, man.
Did you see like what is it? Bit Trip has a compilation coming out. Xeno Crisis, Final Vendetta, and
Really?
Battle Axe on one collection. All 3 games on one disc.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you serious, bro?
Oh yeah, that's happening. So Xeno Crisis was on the PS4, I believe. That was a strictly limited release. I don't
Yeah,
think
Strictly Limited did the Switch and PS4 copies. Then
so
is
that's
there
going to
any-
murder the value of those because it's
Yeah.
going to be on a compilation for $19.99. You get all 3 games now or whatever.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, it's cool. It's a good deal. Those are 3
Yeah.
good games.
It almost goes without saying now, if a game's expensive and there isn't licensing issues, then someone's going to try and reprint it because there's money to be made.
Right.
Definitely.
Exactly.
I was talking to a friend last night who was asking me information about rare PS3 games, and he's familiar with old prices, and I'm just like, well, all these games have been reprinted, and then are the only ones that haven't. They tried to, like Godzilla, they've tried to reprint, or I brought up Africa, and Africa is interesting because Natsumu is still around. So if Limited Run came to them and tried to reprint them, they'd probably be like, well, we'll just do it ourselves if we wanted to. It'd be like
Right.
Atlas, they're going to reprint games themselves. They don't have to go to Limited Run to do it. But a lot of these companies aren't around anymore. So they go into people who, get money for nothing. And it makes sense, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Wow.
They need to get all of the Working Designs games and reprint them all on PS.
Yeah, especially those earlier ones on the Turbo system, man. There's a lot of. I mean, I think I have most of them, man. But yeah, they could do a reprint of that series, man. I mean, Working Designs was I didn't appreciate them at the time, but when they were gone, man, I felt really bad because they really put a lot of effort. They were kind of like the catalyst for like all these companies now, like making these collector's edition, like making good ones, I would say. Because you remember the Lunar Complete Edition for Eternal Blue and Silver Star.
Gorgeous.
I mean, dude, like I still go back and look at mine here and there. Like, man, what a great collection this was. And I still remember when I first got Silver Star, the Complete Edition. Like I remember we were on our way home from school, and I kept looking at it and going through the book and everything like that, just blown away with all the detail they put into it. That's what a lot of these companies need to like make sure they do. Like Working Designs left their legacy out there for everybody. Like this is the standard at least. If you make a collection edition, do it like this. I seen some collection editions that were bonk, man, recently. My buddy Joel, there's this game called Grand Blue Fantasy not Versus. It's called New Link or something. Yeah. He said Reggie. He did an unboxing of the channel. It's funny. I could tell like on the camera like he was upset when he opened it because the statue. It comes with a statue. You pay like $170 plus tax with it. So let's round
it
up
was about
$200.
$200. Yeah.
And he opened up that statue. Man, that thing was so small. And I was like, dude, you should have went with the deluxe edition because that came with the essential stuff you need, like art book, soundtrack, all this extra card stuff and download codes or whatever. The collection edition was like paying like $100 for that small statue, man, was like just messed up, So I was like, man, you got to really, when you look at these collection editions to collect them, make sure it's worth your money, man, because if you come with a statue, make sure it's something like Horizon Forbidden West or Zero Dawn. Like, those statues are pretty good, I thought.
Right.
So
yeah, they are.
Just this week, Reggie, my favorite game of all time, Elden Ring, just had its DLC announcement, and I
saw that
edition coming with the DLC, and price might be different in America, but in Australia, it's $5.99 for a collector's edition. There's an empty steelbook, I believe.
There's no game.
There's a download code and a statue.
Wow. See that? Look at that. They're not even putting the disc in there. Hey, you want to put the disc in there, give you the opportunity, but they're not doing it. Here's a DLC code, and you're good to go.
But at this point, it's more of you're buying a statue. You like it. Back in 10 years ago, statue collecting and video game collecting were two different things.
Yeah.
Because F4F were huge, and I wasn't interested. I just wanted video games. But today, it's like you're just buying the statues. You're not really. You're getting this massive box. You can't even put it on the shelf. You need to make a shelf for itself. So it's crazy to me.
So, Fixie, this release is coming out for the PS5 because Elden Ring came out on PS4, right? Or did it come out on PS5?
It was multi-platform 4 and 5, but I don't think they announced the PS4 physical version. It'll be available digital though.
Okay, I might get that PS5 version, because that game looks pretty interesting. A lot of my friends are playing it. If
you don't have it, I would definitely grab it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing that even the regular physical version, the DLC is not on the disc. It's a code. It's a download
code.
It's not the DLC's not on it. So this whole thing with this edition, all that, it's just a code.
They don't want to put it into work, man. That's insane. You know, same thing happened with
I would have bought it again.
Cyberpunk.
I would have bought it again, guys. Yeah, same thing with Cyberpunk. That pissed me off too.
But only the PS5 version had the DLC code. The Xbox One has it embedded on the disc.
Really?
Like, yeah. I was shocked, man.
Damn.
I was
maybe
like,
I should get that version.
Yeah, I mean, just for like, I would probably get that version.
Yeah, I mean, I have the regular version. Says I have Elden Ring and Cyberpunk on PS5. Sorry, PS4. I have Cyberpunk, but either way, I would upgrade both versions if they would put it on the disc. Like, I would buy Elden Ring again just because I like the damn game. If you threw the content on the disc, I would absolutely buy it again physically. But now
I mentioned in my Discord that I would buy it again in the future when it's cheap, and I'd probably buy the DLC day one and then wait for it to be like $20 in the stores. But if it's not on the disc, I already own the game. Like, there's really no point to buying.
I'm over that. And if we don't stop doing that as like a bunch of like consumers, if we support bad business practices, they're just gonna do it. Like, so I don't know. I mean, it's over. The fight's over. Like, we're all like, all games are gonna just be through limited run soon enough, and we'll have to just order our copy and wait a year for it, and hopefully.
Well, if that happens, or I just say when that happens, I mean, do you think your collecting habits will probably like chill out a bit or whatever like that? Like, maybe you'll just focus on just, I don't know. Because I feel like if limited run is only somebody will compete with them. Obviously, we got other companies out there that do physical releases, but when it comes down to like one big publisher like them, man, it's going to be a crazy market. I would think when it comes to games, because I actually enjoy going to a store and and picking up games. So with GameStop, I'm not saying GameStop's in a bad position, but would you guys see someone like Limited Run opening more stores across the country if GameStop fell off, or they were the only publisher mainly?
Maybe regionally.
Yeah.
I think so, especially if
I struggle to see it because we're on an online world these days where people are cutting out the middleman and just selling things from warehouses, and the days of Amazon is amongst us, and it's hard for GameStop to even compete these days. So I wouldn't expect Limited Run to like take on the GameStop model if they're going to be the primary consumer of physical media.
They're kind of dipping their toe in. Well, yeah, because they got their own store now. Then I know they got a contract with Best Buy. I don't know if that's still valid because I don't see a lot of their newer releases coming to Best Buy as of lately. But they still got to deal with Amazon. They got an Amazon store, which is where I go to get stuff because I don't like pre-ordering stuff because I just don't want to wait for anything coming in the mail or whatever like that from them. Because after that whole Castlevania anniversary collection thing, I was like, whoa, it turned me away from pre-orders. Like, I'm like, no way, dude. Because they want the money up front and you wait 2 years later. Like, that's insane. I don't know all the details about what happened with that, but I just know my friends were upset with it. And then one of my friends got their stuff sent to them broken. I was like, man, and Limited Run's return policy is horrible.
So that's what I was just going to say. I don't like the order-only world because I constantly get stuff broken. Constantly, dude. It's so annoying, dude, having to return stuff on eBay and box it and go to the post office and stand in line and just wait. It's so irritating. Yeah. So, like, and I care. I'm sorry. I know that these people probably think I'm nuts, but I'm just like, dude, what the heck? It's broken. Like, the disc holder is broken. Like, I don't want it. I'm sorry. Like, I pay more for brand new sealed games because I want them to be good. So, like, it's if the only time I don't care is if it's just I get an amazing deal. Like, say a game's for $60 all day long. I paid $20 and I got it somehow in some amazing bid or something, and it shows up broken. I'm like, whatever. I'll eat that. It's such a good deal. I'll find a new case. I'll do what I got to do. It doesn't bother me as much. But like, if I'm paying a premium, if I'm paying 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, whatever it is for the game, it better damn well show up in good shape. I just, and I swear, like, Amazon, they've learned, like, at least for me, like, I complained so many times. Like, I used to send them nasty messages. I'm like, if it says collector's edition, put it in a box. If it says collector's edition, put it in a box. If it says collector's edition or deluxe edition or anything like that, if it says I'm paying for a fancy edition, put it in a box. If it's just a game, I don't care. I'm not going to bitch and moan. If it shows up broken, it is what it is. But if I'm paying for something that says it's collectible, pull your head out of your ass and put it in a box. It's like, what the hell, dude?
Joe, I think I told you a while back because we had talked about this before. Like, I bought something collector's edition off Amazon. I forgot what it was, but they sent me the item and they put the packing label on top of the collector's box.
Oh, on the
My
box.
I was like, what is this? I couldn't believe. I was like shocked.
No.
I took a picture. I think I sent it to you as soon as it happened. And I was like, dude, how can they do this to me? Like, you serious? Like, that's how they treat their stuff? Like, no effort, no packaging. They said the collector's edition box, just slap that on there and boom. And you know they're tossing it around and everything, which was beat up. And I was like, dude,
Yep.
common sense.
I would say, Reggie, that wouldn't be someone malicious. It's just someone who has absolutely no idea. I've seen posts out there of people buying consoles, like special edition consoles, and that they get it and it's wrapped up like the wrapping shipping tapes on the box, and it's like they paid an extra $500 for this special edition console they have to return. And they bought it from someone who had absolutely no idea and thought, oh, but the box will protect it because it's a box.
Yeah, definitely ruined it for a lot of people.
Yeah, 100%. So Marcus, wanted to ask you, man, like, how long have you been on YouTube?
I've been on YouTube now. I believe I started in 2018. 2018. I think it's 2018. So
right on, man.
Been a little while. Going on like 6 years almost.
Did you have a certain goal with the channel, or you just enjoy just doing content?
I enjoy doing content. My goal is to kind of just, I guess, reach a certain level where I get, invited out to events. That was kind of always my goal. Nothing really monetary. Of course, if it comes, I'm not going to shy away from it. But my biggest thing was, just to be able to be recognized and just, come to events and stuff like that. Because that's like my biggest pastime is going to conventions and stuff like that. Like, I absolutely love to do that. So that's pretty much my goal, is to get my channel up there.
Right on, man. Right on. Yeah, that's good.
Definitely.
That's good. And you
mostly focus about your channel, Marcus. You've got up the top here, Nintendo World Champion. Can we ask you about that?
I made that up. Self-proclaimed. I know people gonna come for me, but it's self-proclaimed. I wasn't given that name, but yeah, I was kind of shocked nobody actually did that. Came up with that name or just ran with that moniker. So I was like, whatever.
I like it too, man. Go for it.
Well, be sure to jump over to Marcus's channel, guys, and drop a sub. I will put the link in the comments so you guys can find it nice and easy.
That's right. The VideoGameVotary.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I watched a bunch of your videos. It's got a lot of varied content, like good stuff. Like I saw you one about the NFL Blitz machine. I watched your pickup videos. I saw like a bunch of, he documents all his Wii collecting, guys. So if you're into that, you should definitely check it out.
Definitely. Marcus puts out a lot of information on those games and stuff like that. So definitely a treasure trove for information.
Also, I like the music you pick. It slaps, man. It goes hard. Like a lot of it. I'm like, this is just. I'm like looking at games, but this is intense.
Marcus, was it tough? Like when you started your channel, like being on camera and things like that. Did you have trouble like starting out, like kind of nervous and everything like that?
Yeah, at first it was really weird. Like because you're in front of the camera and obviously the internet is ruthless. So anything you got a stain on your shirt. Your hands are ashy.
Oh my God!
Any of that. They are gonna drill you to death with these things, But after a while,
someone just points out something weird about you, like your eye is a little bit to the left than it's. You're like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, man. I'm telling you. But yeah, as time went by, it was like, I know some people script their channel, which is great too. But I've done a couple videos like that, but I've gotten so comfortable in front of the camera now, and kind of the way that I format my videos where I could just get in front of the camera and just kind of go, So just over time, and people don't realize, like, having a channel and keeping up with content, it's a job. You're sitting there and you're editing and you're thinking of these ideas and thumbnails and titles and stuff like that to try to be engaging, and also to try to separate yourself from everybody else. But I definitely think it's a spot for everybody. I don't just watch one channel. So it's a million of us up here. Everybody's got different opinions, different knowledge about stuff like that. So, to each his own. And I encourage everybody to, support all their favorite content creators in whatever way they see fit.
Not just that, everyone watches different content different times too. You could you got your Wii videos out now, but someone might start collecting Wii games in 5 years and
Mhm.
watch every single one of your videos and just like start commenting on them all. And
Yeah.
I made a series about the PS3 like 6 years ago, and I get people going through watching every episode still, and it's like that's cool that
Yeah.
you know it's
Yeah.
up there, it's on YouTube, it's there forever, and you know it's always going to be there, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's something that I think about because I find that some of my older videos, even if it's just something small, like if I get a random controller from somewhere, I'll unbox it and review it real quick. But you know, I'm pretty sure everybody does what I do. If I'm not familiar with a game or some kind of controller or something, I go straight to YouTube and I'm going to look it up. You know, so a lot of times, like you know, being a smaller channel, you know, you can get discouraged at times where the video doesn't perform quite as well as you would hope.
Mm-hmm.
But then, you know, it's always their hope, just like Pigsy was saying, somebody's eventually gonna well, I think it's gonna be a lot of people going at the Wii set. So me kind of going through and documenting that, I think it's gonna
Yes.
be able to help a lot of people moving forward. And then I plan on, once I finish, actually going through even deeper and diving into separating like uncommon games, expensive games, and stuff like that. And you know, try to explain the difficulty in finding. I try to, you know, pinpoint those in the videos, like saying these are uncommon, and even with that, kind of depends on where you're at too. Because I know when I travel out west a couple times when I've seen Reggie, like it's way different when I go out there to those conventions, the games that I can find. Like it's a huge difference.
Dude.
Mm.
If you when you get a full set too, like you can, what I would recommend too is focus on like little subsets. Do like top 10 platformers, top 10 light gun
Yeah.
games, top 10 these, top 10. Do like all those like little mini
Yeah.
subsets, especially for such a big set. Like that's what I like. If I someday, if I ever make content, I'm gonna do something similar with my PS4 stuff. I'll just talk about the shmups and the horror games, the stuff that I like
Right.
to collect, because
Yeah.
I can't collect the whole PS4 set. I ain't doing that. Like, so I don't have an interest in that. So if somebody was like, here's how to collect the whole PS4 set, I'd be like, I don't know if I can do that. But if I will watch videos about what I want, like the subsets. So I think that's smart because the Wii set is
definitely.
huge.
Yeah,
It's a big set.
Like
Yep.
See a lot
survival
more
horror
people
games or
collecting
whatever like that from the
Yep.
from the Wii. You know,
all the
Yeah,
horror
yep.
games on the Wii. Yep,
Mhm.
exactly.
Absolutely.
RPGs on the Wii. Target all the the collectible genre, all the waifu games. You know.
Yeah, definitely. Even like
By the way, can I just say, has anyone been on Twitter today? Has anyone been on Twitter today? Because all I saw was Tifa's tits in that in the
Oh yeah,
like, a million
the
times.
game got leaked, or I don't know, people got it early for reviews or whatever like that. So we're seeing a lot of extra stuff. I'm trying to not stay off of it, but I don't care if it has a spoiler.
All right.
I'm
Well,
good with it.
I was an
I-
Eric fan in the first one. I think that's changed already.
Well, they have us. I don't know. You know, you should spoil this for yourself at least. Go on Twitter and at least look at just a couple seconds of them at the
A couple
beach.
seconds, check it out.
It's whoever made Tifa. Just God bless you. Whoever.
Well, quick question for everybody. So
character is just.
I think everybody here has played Final Fantasy VII except Figsy, right? The original game.
I played the first one. No, sorry, I played the remake. I haven't played the original yet.
Okay, so Marcus, have you played the original Final Fantasy VII?
Yeah, I haven't
Beat
played
it?
all the way through, but I had played it.
Oh, so you played a portion of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot I was going with this, but I'm just really excited about this remake coming out, man. I mean, because I played the original game back in the day, and I loved it. I had some problems with it, not at the time, but over the years, I kind of looked at some issues it had, like the ending was whack, or the game was rushed on the third disc, and now this company's taking their time and bringing this game back. And I'm playing a demo recently, and I'm like, dude, I cannot wait to play this game. It's like a whole world. You know, I'm not. You know, the original game was a tactical game, like strategy RPG, pretty much. So turn-based or whatever like that. This one's more of an action game. And some old school people were hitting me up about it, saying, man, they don't like that. But I was kind of explaining to them why Square Enix has to do that, because they want to attract a big audience doing a strategy RPG, like a tactical RPG back and forth. They need to make it action oriented and make it look like crazy, like Devil May Cry and everything like that. So yeah, that's the reason. Because I feel like when I played it, and I feel like I'm playing Kingdom Hearts. You know, pretty much Final Fantasy meets Kingdom Hearts in gameplay. You know, so.
Exactly.
I'm not saying it's bad and like that, but I just see a lot of games do it, like Devil May Cry and all that stuff, all that crazy action type stuff. So it's kind of weird, but I'm in it for the story because I feel like the game is a sequel to the original game. So I think things are going to happen differently, which they kind of already have. So I'm just really pumped up with what they're bringing, man, because they're bringing out a third one after this one, And I think we're gonna get that one a little bit faster than we had to wait for this one, because this one's pretty much 4 years we had to wait for this game to come out. So
well, they decided to do 16 in the middle of it. That was the main reason.
Yeah, they try to throw it in there to mess things up.
Rushed.
Yeah, it was rushed. And here's another thing, Figs. These guys were working on Kingdom Hearts 4. I thought 3 was it. They were done with it. They're like, no way, the license hasn't expired. We're to keep this thing going until this license expires, I guess. So they're making a part 4, which looks like Final Fantasy 7, like the graphics and everything. It's
you can understand there's so much money in Disney though. So like they could do a Star Wars world now.
Yeah, it's a money tree, pretty much, man. It's just raining money. So
I wanted to touch on something that Marcus brought up. So there's plenty of videos out there that have like the rarest Wii games, or these are the Wii games to collect. But unless someone like Marcus or Casey the Game Nerd's doing it, you haven't got someone who's collected a full set. But the experience of collecting a full set is completely different to someone who just collects the rare games from YouTube videos.
Very true.
You realize that, I've been after this game for 6 months. It's the rare game. No one's talked about it before. I can't find it on eBay. No one knows where to get it, and it'll be some random game. And like,
I have a game like that to show you today. It's exactly like that. Nobody even knows the damn thing's rare, but I've never seen it before. I'm very excited.
It definitely gives validity to a full set collector when they make those type of videos compared to just the average Joe doing it.
Yeah,
why you gotta say average Joe? Why you gotta say it like that?
Average Joe Rad,
Come on. That's right.
There was definitely a couple of games on the Wii that was like that. One I kind of touched on in the video. It was Disney's Violetta, some weird like Hispanic girl that had I guess a show on Disney. And when I looked online, do a search for it, you couldn't find it. But it was funny because the one place I found it was on Walmart. You know how they have like individual sellers on Walmart?
Mm-hmm.
Some guy had it and it was sealed. And I realized, like, yeah, you can't find this game anywhere. Mm-hmm. So that was one. So if you guys come across that game, I definitely recommend picking it up.
What was
it's
it
very
called?
accessible on the 3DS. But
yeah, I'm looking it up right now. What was it called?
Disney's Violetta. There's like limited listings, and the other one being, which probably I want to say is probably the rarest game that I have. And Mr. Rightway was around. I was talking to him about it at the time. Was Veggie World. Weird, stupid game.
Mm-hmm.
300. That was the most I ever spent on a game to this day. That was $300, but it was literally one listing on eBay. No listings anywhere else.
I got something to say on Veggie World. So you know what Veggie World is, right? So Veggie World is church games. So it would have been only released for a certain amount of people, sold to churches and stuff.
It's not Veggie Tales. You think about Veggie Tales. Yeah, Veggie World is like it's a weird. I haven't even played it yet, but of course it's part of the set. So, I picked that up, but they're popping up more now. It seems like the price is dipping on them a little bit, but needless to say, when I was looking, I'm like, yeah, I better grab this game now. And that was kind of my approach this time. I was trying to get the more expensive titles out the way first. So it makes you feel better going about a complete collection. You get the big ones out. Now you're like, all right, I can manage these, $50, $60 games or whatever.
It's
so that was just my approach.
It's like when Reggie had to buy just that one Virtual Boy game, with just Jack Bros. It's like that's But
if it was the other way around, it would be a no-brainer,
Right.
Well, it's funny too with that situation. At the time, it was going for like $100, and I was like, "Nah, man, that's too much money."
Bro, been there.
I should have bought 10.
Oh my god, dude!
I told you, I passed on Tron Bond for like $100.
Oh my god!
I'm like, that's way too much for a PS1 game. Back in the day, I thought it was nuts. The guy had that and Brigandine for $100, and I was like, nah, that's too much. I don't want those games.
I try not to dwell on the ones I passed on. I try and remember the ones that I did buy when they were cheap, because there's more good deals I got than good deals I missed out on. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. I've always wanted to call that guy back, but I'm afraid he's going to ask for his games back that I did buy. But like, actually, now that you mention it, I sold you a bunch of stuff way too cheap. I'm like, all right, never mind.
Oh no.
Yeah, I sold all that stuff. That's all gone. I just need new stuff.
I already played those games. Yeah, I just bought them to play, man.
Oh yeah, you know how it is.
That's the same.
Hey, what have you been playing these days, Marcus?
I've been playing Prince of Persia: Lost Crowns.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
playing that on the Switch. I've been enjoying that. And with Final Fantasy get ready to come out next week, I was like, I need to finish the remake. You know, so it's kind
That's
of
gonna
hard
be
trying to
big.
manage and juggle playing multiple games. I try to stay focused on one, but
Mhm.
you know, I've definitely been picking up a lot of Final Fantasy games like Crisis Core. I got that on Switch.
Is that on
Got
sale
that.
yet?
Yes.
When I got mine, I think it was like $20.
That's what I'm trying to get mine for. Get the PS5 version.
Yeah, I'm waiting to get it on sale. It hasn't dropped in price over here yet. I got a gift
Yeah.
voucher for the game shop, and I'm like, yeah, I'll go get Crisis Core, and it's like $80. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
It's funny because Final Fantasy XX2, the remaster on Switch, that's like becoming hard. It's crap to find. Like I found one, I think on Macari. You know,
Yeah.
some of these games, especially Switch titles, like the first party ones, they're disappearing. And it makes me think that maybe Nintendo is considered doing a what is it called? Jeez, I'm having a brain fart. Not their version of the greatest hits. What is it called? Selects. I think
Yep.
they may be attempting to do that because I was hearing the rumor of the next console being pushed back, and I wonder if they're trying to just take advantage and grab some more of those sales, which you know,
Which the sales are good.
yeah, it won't hurt. You know, I think they want to try to pass PS2 as being the best selling console, and I think it's.
Oh, I think
definitely
I hate
$50.
I'm sorry, man. Sorry, Reggie.
I hate it, man, but it might happen. We'll see.
it might happen.
I don't think it can not happen at this point. Even if the new console comes out, the Switch is.
I mean, because look how long it's been out, you know, and everything, and you know, yeah.
So if they release the new console, it has backwards compatibility. They release the Nintendo Selects, and then they do a price drop on the old systems. Forget it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy 2 or 3 more OLEDs just to have them.
definitely.
Dude. Just to have them. Like I already own hold on, I own 5 Switches in my house.
Wow.
So 2 of my girlfriend's technically, but
They're
bought
in the house.
them mine.
The house is yours, yeah.
Yeah. So like, I don't know, man. I want I have like the regular red one, and they came out with the red OLED. Like, I gotta get it. I gotta have it. I need to have that too. I have to have it. Oh man. So yeah, I mean, I might buy a couple more. Just I like having these consoles. So, but then again, if they are backwards compatible, the new one maybe not.
Did you guys catch the Nintendo Direct this week?
Man, that was horrible.
I'm with you. Like I watched it and I was, oh yeah, fast forward. I'm not really interested in this game. Fast forward. There was a couple that I'm like, that's kind of cool, but
yeah,
I was kind of disappointed overall.
Yeah, I mean it was the partner one, so we give them a little break for that. Shin Megami Tensei looks great though.
Go back about the consoles outselling each other. The PS2 is considered a home console, where the Switch is like a hybrid. So I don't know if it if it would compete. And because the Nintendo DS is the best-selling handheld of all time, and it's right behind the PS2, like literally like a million behind it, and then the sales stopped for it. But yeah, Switch has got to pass the DS first, and then they could get the PS2. I want the PS2 to stay king because that's one of my favorite systems of all time.
Yeah.
The DVD player, that was, even though it wasn't my first DVD player, it was most people's first DVD player in that system. But PS2 was, man, when that came out, that was a great time. The golden era of video games.
Yeah,
but
it definitely was.
Yeah. But the Nintendo Direct though, man, I mean, Figsy, were you like just kind of like watching it and just like no, this game is horrible, and
not
pretty
just
much
that. They didn't even live premiere it. Like their midnight dropped and suddenly they released a video. It was really weird. Like the video wasn't even a live premiere, so you couldn't like react to people as the games got out. And like I enjoy seeing people's reactions when they announce games. Well, we missed that.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, Reggie, I wanted to bring something up about the PS2. So today we're in 2024. There's more people playing games than ever. PS2 is still the number one selling console. That's kind of crazy.
Well, one of the biggest reasons it sold so well because a lot of people wanted to go. They wanted to transition to DVDs because VHS, obviously rewind and all that stuff is like, come on, you know what I'm saying? So kids were able to talk their parents into getting one because, hey, we'll have a DVD player now. And that was a good reason why to buy one. You could play games and DVDs plus backwards compatibility.
With
Sony, I believe,
PS1.
was the first one to do that.
Yep.
And that was amazing.
No-brainer. Everyone needed to upgrade. Why wouldn't you? Got to play all your games, keep it. Even the controllers, I think, work too, right? Even PS1 controllers.
Yeah, they did. And you know, that's one of the reasons why Dreamcast, like they couldn't compete because they didn't have a chance to. Because once the DVD was implemented, backwards compatibility, you know, backwards compatibility is a big thing, and people didn't really realize it, you know, at that time, but it was because people wanted to play their games on that system. If Dreamcast was able to play Saturn games, maybe it would have been able to hang in there, but not for long. But the DVD function was mainly the reason why it sold so well, you know. Right. And at the time, I think the hardware they were using, the Emotion Engine, so we were starting to see like I would say, you know what I mean, like more. I don't know it's realish, but you know what I'm saying. But the graphics were a big jump from the PS1. So, like I remember one of their big selling titles, SSX, the original game. I mean, that game was on point, dude. I was like, dude,
so good.
Yeah, it was. Even though they didn't have the best launch titles, but that like certain games really stuck out and made you want to get the system. I didn't get my PS2 until the second round. I was in the military when I finally got mine, so I was in basic training. So when they finally let us off base, I went and bought my PS2. The game I got with it was Zone of the Enders. You know, I couldn't wait to play that game. Unlike everybody else, man, everybody else was buying that game just to play that Metal Gear Solid 2 demo, but I wanted Zone of the Enders for itself. You know, and I bought it. I remember playing it, and I got the disc read error, which was annoying that Sony had that happen to a lot of their first wave systems of the PS2. I got another one, thankfully, and then the next game I got was actually Metal Gear Solid 2. And you know, I just got titles like that on the system. It was just an amazing experience. Like I still remember playing Metal Gear Solid 2 and how crazy it was back then. You know, like Snake on the freeway. Well, not on the freeway, but on the bridge, jumping down the stealth and everything like that. That was just mind blowing back then. So, PS2 is man, amazing times with that system.
Dude,
you know?
The one thing I would add to it is they mightn't have had the best launch library, but I'll tell you what they did have. They had the best press conference of all time, where Dreamcast just got announced, and the Sony guy walks up and he says one word, $299, and gets a standing ovation from.
Oh yeah, I remember the PS1. Yeah, and he just walked off after that, man. Like that's all he had to say. Crazy.
You just killed a system with one word.
The Dreamcast got robbed too, man. It was such a good system, dude. Like I gotta be honest now. Like when I emulate and I look at games, dude, the Dreamcast looks gorgeous, dude. Those games look so nice, dude.
The Dreamcast probably had one of the best launches ever, though, if you think about it.
Great
launch.
Great game.
Yeah, they were the ones that had the best launch titles, man, because I remember it was $99.99 when it came out to America. Everybody standing out. Those were probably the best, like of the best times. Like that was like one of the best not what's the word I'm looking for? Like a openings for a console ever. Everybody was having a great time. You know, it was so much fun. That was the first system, at least that was affordable, that you were getting arcade perfect experiences. The first being the Neo Geo, of course.
Daytona at home. Oh my god.
Yeah, Sonic Adventure. I remember I was working at Carl's Jr. That's probably Hardee's in your guys' neighborhood. This back when I was a kid. I remember one of my coworkers said, "Man, Reggie, this is crazy, man. I just watched a new system. Sonic got arrested by the police." I'm like, "Sonic got arrested by the police?" Like talking about Sonic the Hedgehog. He was like ecstatic when he was telling me. He's talking about the opening scene where the cops like pull up on Sonic because he's fighting chaos and everything like that. But no one ever seen anything like that, man. Like the 3D was just so well done. And that first level, the coast level, a great introduction into that game. The music, the whale chasing you and just hopping all over the place. And the Dreamcast should have lasted longer than it did, and it did in Japan. But the only reason that system failed, it lost some backing with the sports titles, I remember, and then just the whole thing with PS2, the DVD, and all that stuff. It's just like it was going to be hard for them to stay afloat because nobody was going to pay them any attention. They were just going to lose. So it was good that they became a developer. I mean, they're doing well now, and we're still getting Dreamcast games. Like good games from Sega, I would say. I feel like the Xbox is a kind of a sequel to the Dreamcast because a lot of those games that didn't come out on the Dreamcast made their way to the Xbox. Thankfully, you know, we were going to get a lot of games that didn't come out because I remember what was that game on the Dreamcast? Ill Bleed. We were going to get Ill Bleed Part 2 on the Xbox, but I think the developer passed, so that's why we didn't get that. But you know, just this games that were I don't know, man. I just feel like it was yeah. So I'm all over the place with this because now I'm living back in this memory of this
No, I
system.
got you.
But it did last in Japan until 2006. So it
Wow.
still was doing well in Japan. Well-ish. You know, it was still surviving. But and we still get new Dreamcast games to this day. And, you know, they're
Mhm.
indie games, but it's still nice to know that we're still getting Dreamcast games on
That's
the
super
system.
cool,
So
dude. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that
yeah,
they're doing that. I love the
think
companies that do the Super Nintendo games coming out and everything too. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think a lot of people forget too about the piracy issue with that. I think that
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
you can.
Oh, that's
Oh,
was a
right.
nail in the coffin for them.
I do
Yeah.
remember like everyone I knew had burned games for their Dreamcast. Everyone.
Yeah, they were using that. What were they using, man? I forgot what the program was called. It's still around today, actually. It was actually burned the Dreamcast game a couple years ago. What was it called? I can't
Yeah, I
remember.
can't remember. It sucked though. It sucked.
Yeah,
Just
so
on
much.
that point, Joe, every person I knew had a burnt PS1 game for their PS1.
the modded PS1s, man. Yeah, man, it's pretty crazy. People were basically renting games and then like burning them or
Yep.
whatever like that. So
Yeah, that killed them.
Guilty.
Yeah, I remember that on PS2. People installing hard drives and burning their games and stuff.
yeah, I did that later, you know, and everything like that because a lot of games will play better with the hard drive and everything like that. But yeah, that's how they were doing it, man. Get you a bigger hard drive and install those games on the system. Because collecting like back then wasn't really a thing until people started seeing the games are worth money. And
Mhm.
that kind of started with the whole thing with stadium events. If you guys remember when that was on the news, oh,
Mhm.
video game sales for $5,000, and people were like,
Mhm.
"What? Video games? Let me see what I got." And then that's when that trend of like seeing what you got, what it's worth, and everything like that. So ever since people know they're worth a little money, and then
Right.
kind of changed it. But back then, though, no one was cared. They just had a collection of games and had no intent to sell them unless they were getting newer games or whatever like that, trading them or whatever like that.
Yep.
That's why
Pretty much.
GameStop made a lot of. They got a good amount of old school retro games over the years because people weren't caring about them.
I
But the
think
circle of life was their whole business model. Because it was more important to get the old games back in the shop than the
Right.
new games out. Because they made more money from pre-owned games than they did from selling new games.
Yep.
Oh, 100%.
I think
100%.
I think AVGN had a huge impact too. I don't think people like really understand. Like I remember when I first saw AVGN and he had that room full of Nintendo games, and I was like, "Damn, I want a room full of Nintendo games. I love Nintendo." That was like that for me. That was like where that sparked. Like, you know what? I should collect the games I played when I was a kid. I love that shit. You know what I mean? For me, like I think that he had a massive effect on
Yeah.
and like awakening people's nostalgia for their childhood games. And if you
Definitely.
talk to like every collector, that's how we all started this nonsense. We were like, well, I just wanted to get the games I played when I was a kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And then I watched the video and found out about these other cool games, and
yeah,
I realized I only know number 2 of this one, and there's 4 of them
Right.
in this series, so I got to get them all. And then there's a spin-off series, and and then you got a full set. And
now you're
I'm
like,
curious
and
to
then
know,
and then I just remodeled my house to add the addition so I could finally set up my collection.
Right.
That's
I'm
where it
curious
all
to
ends.
know.
You have
Just
to
on that
upgrade your
topic,
fucking house.
Figsy and Reggie, like what got you guys started with your collection? Like, you know, kind of how Joe just mentioned, like, you know, AVGN and seeing
Oh.
that kind of sparked it.
so
for him.
mine wasn't collecting. I was buying games to play, and
Okay.
I just got to the point where I had 150 of them, and I'm like, oh, I got to get a bookshelf to fit them all, and then that just turned into what else can I get, and then eventually I was just collecting. I didn't ever intend to go out collecting. It was always just I love playing PS3 games and they're cheap, and I want to buy as many as I can because they're cheap and play as many as I can, and yeah, that turned into collecting. Like I didn't wake up one day and decided to start collecting, but there was definitely a point where I went from buying games to play to buying games to put on the shelf.
Right on. So I didn't start really collecting because I kept everything I owned from when I was a teen. So let's just say I started with a library of games pretty much, and that's how I did my collection. But I think around 2011, because most of the stuff I collected at the time was all PlayStation stuff, Game Boy Advance, and a little bit of DS stuff, right? And then around, I remember my buddy had a game shop, and we were looking at the schematics that Iberkin, they were going to make the Retron 5. They were talking about this system in place 5, all this stuff in one. I said, dude, that'd be kind of cool. So we had a game store together. You know, we collected the games that we like. Thought about collecting the games we wanted. So they make that system worth having. When we were collecting, this stuff was dirt. So we were finding so much stuff, and then the thrill of finding it all, you know, going out. I remember we would close up the shop because it was slow. Man, let's go game hunting. Boom, we out there like hunting games and everything like that. It was insane, and all this stuff was like dirt cheap. So it became like a kind of like an addiction to buy some of this stuff, man, because it was just like we were so thrilled and happy. I mean, the rush you get when you find something on the cheap, man, it's like nothing. It's like it's crazy, man. Like sometimes you feel like you're about to pass out and everything like that.
Yeah.
Shaking at the counter.
Something like that because it's so tough now. But back then there was no competition of people looking for the same stuff, and it was just really you were really finding everything you wanted. So that's where my collection started. So I would say around 2011 or 12ish is when my collecting bug started. But before that, I collected just what I wanted and everything like that, and I still do. But I went out more systems at that time, like Super Nintendo, all that stuff around 2011, 12.
Okay.
You brought up a great point, Reggie, of just how fun game hunting used to be. Like, if you've just got into collecting today, you're not going to experience what it was like to go out with $20, $50 and come home with a big bag of games. And they're not just anything. They're like AAA titles,
RPGs,
that are $100 a pop.
And mind you, I was buying these games to keep them, not to sell them. So, you know, the selling market now, like everybody like collecting stuff and they want to resell it or whatever like that. So, you know, back then everybody was keeping their stuff. They were just you know, for their own collections.
I wasn't buying doubles to sell because games are so cheap.
Yeah.
The only time I was buying a double was if it was a cool game to trade to my mate and he was going to trade me something for it. That was it, you know.
Wow. I couldn't imagine back then. I just started collecting like probably in 2014, and I got that bug. Like I always was kind of in the games, always attached to Nintendo. But I've told the story a couple of times. I remember being on Facebook, and it was right around the time I was about to close on my house, and I was like, I saw this picture, and it's probably cliche. Everybody kind of has it. The cube organizers, the consoles lined up. I was like, dude, I want to do that. Now that I have the space to do it, I want to do it. So it started with that, wanting the arcade, and I was like, yeah, I want to do that. That's exactly how I'm gonna set my basement up. So that's from there. I actually, for whatever reason, I decided like, all right, I'm gonna document this or whatever. And I remember coming across Metal Jesus Rocks. That was the first channel I saw. So I was like kind of looking at that, and he was kind of like my the person that I looked at. Okay, I'm gonna kind of try to format it, to see how he does it. And that's kind of where it started. And now it's like, it's more focus based. Like I'm kind of just collect Nintendo and then, of course, other consoles too that I, games that I want. But I focus mainly on Nintendo now. So that was kind of the origin of that.
And the cool thing about that story, Marcus, is today there'll be people out there looking at your game room going, that's what I want on the wall. I want all the NES game prints because that's so cool. And, you're going to be inspiring a new generation of collectors.
Yeah. I think it's always cool when we put together our game rooms because it's like it's an extension of you. Everything you put in there is something that you thought of that you want in your game room. And even people that's not in the video games, they come and see it. And I mean, I don't think my game room's that great, but people always like, oh my god, like they're like blown away about it. But it's always awesome seeing other people's game rooms. And somebody in the chat, Gamer Aimer, I actually if you guys haven't been to her channel, check her out.
Maybe she'll be a guest on the channel.
Yes, she should. Gamer Aimer's collection is insane. That's the most impressive game room I've seen in person, like bar none. Like it's mind blowing. And the fact that like I was there in person, because she lives pretty close, that was awesome.
I love how your perspective changes once you get into the hobby and you meet other collectors and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Like people people will come into the room and be like, wow, this is insane. And I'm like, this is a modest. I have a very small collection.
Right.
I remember the first time Jason.
Trust me, I know people that make my collection look like dog shit. It looks like I'm a total noob. Yep. Like, trust me, these people have like prototypes of the actual PlayStation signed by the guy who invented. And it's like, oh my god. Like,
you see all these different perspectives of what people collect. besides what you collect. You know what I mean? Like I remember going to Jason's house and seeing all that PC and box stuff he had, man. Like, dude, you never see that anywhere. And how they packaged that stuff was amazing for them back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I remember he came to my apartment and saw my collection when it was finally set up, because I don't know if you guys saw the game room tour. And like he was like, "Wow, dude, this is insane." Because I had everything displayed. I remember when I did that game room tour. That video was a nightmare to do, but I got it done. That's why when everybody asked me to do another one, like, man, that video's good enough, man. Like you guys are good to go. That was like 7 years ago too. But yeah, seeing other people's collections, man, is pretty mind blowing. You know, you see stuff that you never even knew about, and then they give you a little history about it, and you know, it's cool.
It's special when a collector comes to your collection for the first time too, because your friends will come around and they'll be like, "Oh, this is cool. What do you want to do next?" But a collector will come around and look at every single game.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you got this? Oh, wow. And, yeah, it's cool.
How good does it feel when someone actually notices you have like a weird variant or something too? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I try to explain this. You know, I go to my girlfriend, like, look at the cut. She's like, oh, that's nice. And fuck, nobody cares. So it's nice when people are actually like, wow, you have that, you know, incredibly rare Game Boy Advance camera, that incredibly rare whatever it is. Like, you have that thing. People actually can recognize it. It's exciting too, and it is exciting because if you're really into the hobby too, like, you know, if you see something you've never seen and you rarely see, that is exciting. You're like, oh my god, you actually have this! Wow, I've never seen one in person or something. Like that's like, it's cool.
Yeah, you know, I remember when I showed the test system PS2 system years ago. Like people were blown away with that and everything like that. That was a game changer for me in the video games, because being able to play PS2 games region free opened me up to a lot of games I didn't even know about. You know, I found out about survival horror games that were only in Europe or Japan. I got to play those on that system. Those shmups, dude. Oh yes. Dude,
Wish I bought those back in the day. That was one on my radar. Now forget it, dude. Holy crap.
Yeah, man. But see those other collections and everything like that is just really mind blowing. And forgot where I was going with the test PS2 system thing, but I was just kind of just
seeing unique stuff. Like just
seeing unique stuff. And then I eventually got a test system PS3, which is crazy. Oh god, I didn't even like turning that thing on because I was scared it might yellow light or something like that.
That's what I'm saying. If I had it, I would be so deadly afraid to actually use it.
Well, those are made better than the retail models, thankfully. But still, I need to go in and change that thermal paste just in case.
They're they're region free, backwards compatible. Like, it's so cool in theory, but I'd be too scared to use it.
And what's crazy about those systems, Fixie, you can force games at 1080p, like older games. Like it will force them. Wow. It will try to force them. Like it's insane what it could do. But
they had more power than a regular PS3. I'm pretty sure they have like more RAM or something like that.
Well, we
had a guest on who talked about it. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
Years ago. Yeah.
I don't think they play Blu-rays or DVDs, but it just sticks to the games. I can't remember. I gotta look at it again.
Well, they're made for developers, so it makes sense to not include features that sell. You know. Right. I want to share a little story.
You better not be putting Miles on a PS3 watching Blu-rays like that. You better put that in something else. Goddamn. Sorry.
And before I finished my Australian PS3 set, there was one guy in the country who had a full Australian PS3 set, and that was it. And I had the pleasure of going down and meeting him and seeing his collection, and then actually seeing a full Australian PS3 set when I was collecting one myself was such a mind-blowing experience, because I was like 50 games away, but it was all the hardest versions to get, and they were all there, and it was just, you know, I've had a full set now, and you know, but that moment of seeing his collection for the first time was just so special.
Right on, man. You know, here's a funny question. You know, ever since like collecting has become a thing, you know, what would you say if a friend asked you to borrow a game? Were you kind of selective about it? Like, hey, can I borrow this game out of your collection? Where you let them borrow and say, no, go download it, man. It's only like a couple bucks. Are you cool with download, like letting people borrow stuff still?
Depends on the friend.
It's not happening. I'd rather hunt that game down for them and get it.
Let them do it like that. You know what I'm saying?
The only people get away with that is my kids. They come down and it's like GameStop to them. Oh, damn! Okay. Like, all right, you know. So, I know it's still in the house. So I don't have to.
I'm really letting Andy borrow a game, but that's about it.
I'm the same way as Mark. Go ahead, Joe.
No, I said I would let people borrow games that like I give 0 Fs about. Like if I had like some game I bought for $4 that I don't care about, yeah, all right, sure. But that's like 1% of my collection. So you're gonna be sitting there like you can pick one of these 3. Like not all this, just you can have these 3. That's it.
I thought it was kind of funny.
$99.
I borrowed a game from my buddy Joe. I don't know if you guys remember Crazy Joe on my channel when this is my early days of my channel, but I borrowed a game from him, and I still haven't gave it back to him yet. And I was like, man, I've had this game for like a few years now. But I looked at the data on the game. I put 950 hours into that game over the years, and that game is Dead by Daylight, the online hide and seek terror game. I mean, I put in work in that game, man. That game was so much fun. I like it's like a bread and butter type game. You can go to it here and there for a couple, like maybe a few minutes or maybe an hour, and then go back to work or whatever like that. It's that type of game you get in and get out of pretty much. But I just thought about it, and I was like looking at the game, saying, "Man, this is not even my copy. I got to get this back to Joe."
Hey, funny you tell that story, Reggie. I got a friend of mine who comes around all the time. We play games, and he's not into like mainstream, or he's not into collecting or anything. He'll play Call of Duty and sport games. And anyway, I lent him a cricket game once, and he had it for ages, and I kept hassling him about it. And he's like, "Oh, I'm still kind of playing it." And I'm like, "Oh, all right." Anyway, it was like a year and a half later, he brought it back. He sold his PlayStation, and I was checking out, like when he sold it, I'm like, "Oh, let's check out your account," and I helped him with things. I mean, I looked at the game time for this game that I lent him. It was like 400 hours. Wow. I felt so bad in asking for it back when he's like dedicating all this time into that game.
Just buy the game. I'm pretty sure you can get a copy of Dead by Daylight for like $9.99.
I mean, there's something special about a game that has that many hours onto it, and the disc is still in great condition, and it's been gamed.
Yeah, definitely.
It's been well loved.
Yeah, I like that about it.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think I'm up to like 4,800 hours in Binding of Isaac, I think now.
Oh my god. Grind for 5,000's on.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane, dude. I still haven't finished unlocking everything in the new expansion yet either. I took a break. I was getting like the gamer rage, which I haven't gotten in a while, but like the actual gamer rage, I'm like sitting there like my girlfriend was like, "You want dinner?" I'm like, "No." Are you having fun? I'm not having fun. Like it was just like that game. It literally trolls you. Like it's a mean game. Like it has bombs that cut with like troll faces on it called troll bombs that blow you up and kill you. Like the game it's a dick game. And so like there's been so many times where like I've lost runs for the stupidest reasons, and it's just infuriating. It's just I don't know how to describe it. So I took a break from that one. Yeah.
You guys hear about the PSVR2 news today?
I did. Yeah, I think Wario64 on Twitter posted about it. But there was a thread by Sony saying that they are officially testing PSVR2 on PC now. And they hope that integration should be working this year in 2024, so that people will be able to take their PSVRs and use them on PC and play PC games with it, which is really good news, to be honest with you. It should have been like that from the very beginning. But I'm super happy they're doing that, because there's a ton of I'd like to play Half-Life Alyx, and I don't really want to buy another $1,000 VR headset. But I was honestly going to be doing that anyway, because I've talked to you before. Like I'm really obsessed with Beat Saber, and
great game.
I love it too. But I'm at the point now where I'm like, the PS5 version, there's not enough songs. Like there's the song packs, but I'm not really in love with the song packs because it's all licensed music for most of it. It's like a pain in the ass to stream it. So I don't know. I kind of just want to get the PC version, because it just has a million different songs, and that's what I want to do. So if it'll work with that, then that'll save me some money.
Turner's asked, how many broken PSVR2s do you own?
I've returned 4 of them. I'm on my 5th.
So wild to me. It feels like it's such a brand new product still. Like mental, man.
So I don't know what exactly was going on, but I have 2 PS5s, and on my original PS5, I was getting this software error over and over again. And every time I would get that error, if I was wearing my headset, it would nuke my headset and just kill it.
Wow.
And it would make it so my headset wouldn't turn on right anymore. It would just power cycle over and over. So you turn it on, it would just try to boot up, shut off, boot up, shut off, boot up, shut off, over and over and over again. So it's like nothing I can do to fix it. It's like a software thing. I didn't drop it. I didn't kick it. I wasn't breaking it. And so I just kept sending it back to Sony, and then send me another one. Same thing would happen. Send me another one. Same thing would happen. So that happened like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times or whatever. And so finally I just was like, I'm just going to try it on my other PlayStation 5. And I've had 0 problems. Never had that error. Never had that problem. Works fine. So I don't know. So all you got to do is have like 2 or 3 PS5s, and you should be good, guys.
Well, this announcement seems like the best news for PSVR2 since it got announced at this point, because it's been a bit of a shit show. Like, someone who supports the product has had a terrible experience with it, and that's the only experience I'm aware of. Like, I don't know anyone else using the PSVR2. Like, I got a lot of friends who bought the PSVR, but unless you are seriously into a certain game, like, who's buying the PSVR2? So yeah, PC support sounds like it could bring a second life to the PSVR2.
So I wouldn't want to scare people off from getting it if you're interested, because I do hang out in like a lot of PSVR groups and communities, and I'm in the minority who has that problem. It's not like this widespread issue that tons of people are having, but it is an issue, because if you go on Reddit, I'm not the only person who's had it. I've done research trying to figure it out, and there's definitely people having the issue. So,
I would put you in the category of playing it a lot. Like you play Beat Saber every day, so.
Correct.
Not many people who would use the VR would use it, a couple of hours a week, like as more of a novelty.
I feel like most people get it, play one game, and then never play it again. And that's because Sony doesn't release enough experiences for it to push the product. There's just really not a lot of like reasons to get it. So like they'll throw like a VR mode in for Resident Evil. That's cool, but we need more of those experiences specifically designed for it to sell the system, like the Horizon game. And then they did announce that new Metro game that's coming out, which I don't even know if that's exclusive or not, but that's what we need. And we need Half-Life Alyx. We need games that are like made for VR that make people want to buy VR. Like that, you got to.
We need Half-Life 3, Joe. Come on.
Yeah, right.
That would sell systems. Like, seriously, Half-Life 3, PSVR2 only. People are going out day one buying that.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Well, yes. I mean, that Half-Life 3 would do it. But I mean, I'm like, I would be happy with like just very popular franchises that with a dedicated VR experience. Like, why not a God of War game that's just VR? You know what I mean? Why not imagine if they came out with a Killzone VR game?
An Uncharted
VR
game or something.
Yeah. What I really want them to do is, I keep hearing that Twisted Metal is getting a reboot this year. And I've said this before. I would really, really, really love it if they had a VR mode for that game. That would be flipping cool, dude. Like, imagine if you could play Twisted Metal in the cockpit of the car with a steering wheel.
That would be awesome.
Like, yeah, that would be. Oh man,
that'd be pretty surreal.
Hell yeah, dude! You're in Sweet Tooth's truck, hitting the button, making hitting the thing. Like, come on, bitch! Like, dude, I would lose it. Oh, that'd be so fun.
The series really gave that game a bump, so hopefully we'll see something soon, because that's one of Sony's first franchises, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's good to see Sony reviving some old IPs, because they own so many good franchises that are just dead in the water right now. Haven't seen releases for 10, 15 years, and why Sony own them?
Remember Ape Escape?
Killzone, Resistance. Like, we could name 50 amazing series at this point.
Yeah.
Well, Sony never really even had a mascot that stayed with them long. Like, they're the company that flipped mascots so many times. Remember, like, Crash was their mascot for so many years? Those commercials. Then I don't know who it was after that, man. It was just like a bunch of different people. Where Sega's always been Sonic, Nintendo obviously Mario and Link, but Sony's always like, I'll say Sackboy and Drake from Uncharted. You know,
now it's like Kratos and doesn't really work as a mascot, you know.
All right.
You gotta have like a cute mascot or something like that to represent the company.
Mhm.
Well, I tried Sackboy, but I don't like Sackboy compared to Mario is no competition. You know?
Yeah.
What do you have? We have a sack of potatoes that runs around. That's great. It doesn't sound that great. Do we have a quiz this week, Figs?
We do have a quiz.
Do we? Uh-oh. I'm ready.
How many is for all of us? For how many
It's
people?
yeah, maybe just 2.
Oh yeah.
All right, so before we get into the quiz, I do have a question for the chat as well. The chat here is your question for the week. You've got 3 photos, and you have to name the video game from the photos. First person to get it will get a point. And then our quiz this week, guys, is again going to be a new format. I got to do a bit of work researching your answers, but it should be a lot of fun.
Is this a quiz for 3 people?
It's a quiz for as many people as possible. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the way it's going to be is we are going to start in 2023. We're going to go all the way back to 2013. And we're going to go around in a circle. And each year, you guys have to tell me a video game that was released in that year.
Okay.
And then I confirm it. And you have to be the right year. If you get the right year, you get a point. There's no strikes. So let's start with Reggie in 2023.
All right. I'm just coming up with
any video game that was released.
Man, I feel like the timer's like on me right now, but I got to think of something. It could be any game. Okay. 2023 saw the release of a really cool game called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge Dimension X.
Yep, that came out last year.
All right, I didn't make sure that counted. It did get a physical release. So
the older ones, but if I know them off the top of my head, I'll just give you the point. All right, Joe, you're up second. I need a video game that was released in 2023.
Hogwarts Legacy.
That's correct.
Oh,
Good one.
All right, Marcus. A video game released in 2023.
Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
That's another one. All right, Reggie. 2022.
Man, why am I?
This is gonna be hard. I'm not good at this, bro. I could tell you what year it is right now.
I should know this though. That's the thing. I feel bad, but I got time to think. So, 2022 saw the release of. Jesus.
I'm going to start Googling your answers too.
You gonna start what?
I'm going to start Googling all the answers to make sure.
Okay. We just have to think about it on top of our head.
I will give you a reasonable amount of time, but not too long. So another 15 seconds or so.
Jesus Christ! I'm totally like nervous right now because
Do
I'm
you
trying
hook
to
the
really
electrodes up to shock people if they would take too long?
See, that would get the answers out pretty fast. I am going to say Teenage Mutant. No, jeez. Oh man, Resident Evil Village Gold Edition.
Oh, are we taking DLC?
Because they released it as a physical. That's why I brought it up.
So that's what's hard for me. It's like I know when the physical came out, but the game could come out like 6 months before that. I don't even know.
I'll give you a point. 2022.
Okay.
Joe, you're up.
I think Elden Ring came out in 22.
Let's check.
Yeah.
Elden Ring's initial release date was 2022. Joe takes a point.
Nice.
And Marcus.
Nice.
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Yep, Scarlet and Violet 2022.
Look at you guys answering so fast, man. You put me on the spot.
All right,
Well, we have the whole time to think while you're thinking. That's why. And we don't have the pressure on us the whole time. So it's actually you should make other people go first. So it's not always Reggie going first.
Well, it's in a circle, so Reggie gets to think while you guys are answering too. So
I guess, yeah. All right. Well, it's back to you, Reggie.
It is, and we're
What
going
year?
2021. 2021.
Okay. This is gonna get real hard now. I don't know, man.
Oh gosh, I thought of a game that. Well, okay. Ease Lacrimosa of Donna for the PS5. Please be right. Please be right.
Pre-orders just went up for Ease Nordic, the deluxe edition. So
Finally, they have the collector's edition up too,
not the
or no?
collector's editions yet.
Figsy.
Look, I type in Ease Lacrimosa of Dana, and it comes up with initial release date 2016.
No,
Well, yeah, because it came out on the Vita and the PS4, but
the PS5 had its own version of it, and that had a release date. You could probably find it on GameFAQs.
Yeah. I know the version.
Okay.
I'm just wondering if I give the point or not.
Oh, gotcha, because it was an older release.
Yeah, we'll pay that.
Dude, I'm barely doing this by the skin of my teeth.
You also had the gold edition DLC too. These guys are not release titles. All right, Jay.
It Takes Two.
That's a good game.
It Takes Two got a release in 2021.
Woo!
It was re-released on the Nintendo Switch in 2022.
Oh, you're freaking messing with me.
I
thought it was Game of the Year.
Yeah, something like that. Marcus, I need a game released in 2021.
Forza Horizon.
Which Forza Horizon?
It was only just that one. I think it was just that one that was called Horizon, right?
First one was 2012.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember the number. I know one of them came out in that year, I think.
And I just want to add, we're not allowed any sport titles or any game with the year in the title.
NHL 2021, 2022, 21.
That'll be an easy one, right?
All right, moving on to Reggie. Needed game released in 2020.
A Way Out.
Ooh.
I'm on the cusp with that one, man. I'm not sure if that was.
This is gonna be hard now.
The year before.
A Way Out was 2018.
I lost.
However, going to now mention that any game that has been answered can be previously re-entered for 2018 if you remember. But you can't repeat answers. So.
Okay.
All right, Jay, you're up. 2020.
What the hell came out? Did God of War come out in 2020? No, it's older than that, isn't it?
Yeah.
2018.
I actually know the year for that. Yeah, there you go.
All right, Marcus, to catch up to the boys, I need a game released in 2020.
All right, this should be pretty easy because PS5 dropped and I got on launch day. Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, I don't even have to look that up. That was 2020.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, scores are level. 3 apiece. We're under 2019. Reggie, you're up.
The PS5 was out in 2009. Well, was it? No. See, this is a tough one for me, man. I can't believe I'm struggling. This is the first time I actually struggled like this on one of these questions because I really got to. 2019 saw the release of.
And there's like 2,000 answers too.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking like
it's so much.
I know. It's God, I really suck at this part of the show. Because I'm about so many indie titles and stuff.
Dude, I don't know what year anything came out. I'm so bad with this stuff.
This
bro.
is hard.
Like you ever try to fill out a job resume and they're like, "Where'd you work the last 20 years?" I'm like, I don't fucking know when I worked, where I worked. I don't know what decade it was, what year. I like Linkin Park at the time, so that might have been like. I'm just kidding.
I'm I'm gonna guess with this one because I think I got it in 2019. It's the physical release of A Hat in Time.
Hat
Mm.
in Time. 2019.
Yes. Okay.
It
How'd you
initially
know
came out in 2017, but the physical was 2019.
Right.
All right, Joe, you're up.
I'm
Stop looking at the shelves.
just looking for inspiration. I can't see years, bro. Trying to think games in general, series even. Like, damn, 2019. Let me think. That was how many years? I'm gonna say Black Ops 4.
Ooh. Black Ops 4 initial release date, the 12th of October 2018.
Get
You
the
missed it
fuck
by
outta here.
2 months.
Wow.
All right, Marcus, I need a game released in 2019.
I'm battling whether or not I think it was 18 or 19, but I'm gonna say Cuphead.
Ooh,
That's a good one.
ooh, good one.
And I've almost
Yeah.
beat it.
It was 2017.
Yeah, I felt like that was like a funny time. Like I just
Yes, I'm saying it's all getting fuzzy now. I
Yeah.
remember the last couple of years all right, but
All right, we're moving on to 2018. Reggie, you're up. And I'll remind you, you can
Resident
say
Evil-
it that's already been said.
you can or you cannot.
You can,
Oh, all right.
as
Damn
long
it,
as they weren't correct.
I almost said the one that was released in 2019. I'm gonna say, yeah, it was 2019. Damn it. Okay, give me 30 seconds. I'll think of something here.
30
awkward.
seconds.
Oh, is that too long? Okay. Oh, Pixie added the music too, man. Come on. Dude. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say, because I could be I know I'm wrong about that one. I can't say that one. Well, maybe I'm right. Let's go with Resident Evil 2 remake.
I was gonna say that for the last round.
We're
I
okay.
wasn't sure though, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it was between 18 and 19. I wasn't sure.
That was 2019.
Damn, I should have stuck with my gut on that one. The pressure, man. Basically, when you do these ones, man, you gotta have the timer, man. It's gonna really push some.
I need to get a timer on here. We'll work something
Yeah.
out. All right, Joe, you're up. 2018.
I'll go God of War, baby. And that was
God of
wrong
War.
before in
Yeah,
2018.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
that's
right, all right. All right, good.
All right, Marcus, 2018.
Hey.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
It's 6 years ago. That's kind of wild.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Rage 3, but I kind of feel like that was 2019. We'll go with Rage 3.
Rage 3. Was Rage 3 released?
Yeah, Rage 3 on I think it was on PS4, right?
Rage 3?
Was that
I know
3
there's
or
Rage 1 and Rage 2. I think you're thinking of Rage 2.
Rage 2?
Okay.
Yeah, Rage 3 didn't
Yeah,
come
it's
out.
Rage 2. Rage 2. That's it.
Rage 2 was 2019, not
Yeah.
18. All right, guys. At the end of 2018, the scores are Reggie and Joe on 4, Marcus right behind on 3. We've got a couple of years to go. So moving on to 2017. Reggie?
Horizon Chase Turbo.
Ooh.
I'm just throwing them out there, man. I'm just gonna go for it.
I love that game. I got that from watching you guys. You recommended
Yeah.
that. That's why I picked
Yeah,
that
that
up.
game was
Oh,
awesome,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
2018 when it dropped though, not 17.
oh my god, you're like
No,
1 year
no,
off.
the information's wrong. I'm right. Come on. No, I was kidding.
I got an advanced
Jack,
copy, bitch.
After a 2017 release.
All right, I'm feeling good about this one. Breath of the Wild.
Mm.
Damn it, you stole by.
Yeah, it was game of the year. It's the only ones I remember.
Yeah, no, I don't even have to look that up. That's right.
Yeah.
All right, Marcus, you're up. We're up to 20.
I go for the
Yeah.
low hanging fruit.
He stole mine. That was the lost title for the Switch. Super Bomberman R.
Dang.
Splatoon 2, I think, is a good one too. Right, maybe.
Was 2017. Marcus takes a point. Let's go.
Nice job.
Oh, so we're all tied now, or?
All right.
I'm
So right now, Joe has the lead on 5. Reggie and Marcus both on 4. Still anyone's game. Moving on to 2016. Reggie? Just a reminder, we're going to go to 2013 unless there's a draw.
Okay. Man.
I'm screwed now, so don't you worry. I'm boned like this point. I don't know nothing.
Did you said Zelda for 2017, right,
Yeah,
Joe?
yeah, Breath of the
Okay.
Wild.
I almost chose something that was released at the same time. Okay. I feel like I'm cheating if I say this one, but I can say it again. I'm gonna try it. East Lacrimosa of Donna.
For PS4, I'll give you that. 2015.
Yeah. Whew.
Thank you.
I didn't think things were going to take it. Awesome.
I think you guys can reuse your answers. That's fine.
Okay.
As long as
Right.
it's the actual correct on that year, I'll give you the point. All right, Joe, you're up. 2016.
Black Ops 3. I was playing that shit in that year. I know that. I was killing zombies like a motherfucker in 2016. I just don't know when that came out.
Black Ops 3 was released 48 days before 2016. I'm sorry.
What's this? What are you?
Right there.
I mean, that's why you were playing it in 2016 because
I
it
know.
got released Christmas time, you know.
I'm proud of myself for remembering what the heck I was playing in 2016 at all, right?
Mhm.
Like I'm
definitely.
like, all right, I think my roommate moved in. I remember when we got that PlayStation. I remember we mad zombies. I remember we used to drink tequila and he would smoke in the kitchen.
All right, Marcus, you're up. 2016. I'm after a release title.
I'm gonna go with Tomb Raider, which I believe was the most latest one. They just called it Tomb Raider. It wasn't like a number.
And that was on Xbox One,
PS
right?
PS4 and Xbox One, yeah.
We're after 2016, right?
Mhm.
All right, I can't give you any points because the most recent one was Rise of the Tomb Raider 2015.
Yeah.
All right, we're looking for a 2015 release. Reggie, you're up.
Rise of the Tomb Raider 2015.
Hey, that's how the game works. You can steal each other's answers.
That movie.
I love it. I love it, yeah.
We're gonna have to go Black Ops 3.
Black Ops 3 is correct.
We just went through this.
Damn, y'all went too fast.
Marcus, I need a 2015 release.
Jeez.
That isn't Rise of the Tomb Raider or Black Ops 3.
Oh my god. I think that PS4 days.
And the PS4 has been around for a minute.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's what
2014.
I know, and that's why, like, when they were like the PS5 is entering its halfway through its life, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I feel like the PS4 is like still kicking. Like, I'll never die.
It is kicking.
It's fighting.
Yeah, but man,
I'm gonna go with
PS4 is the best, dude.
which one was that? that infamous Second Son?
That's a good one.
Oh, I think you've either got it's either going to be 2014 or 15.
What year are we on right now? 16?
15.
15.
Infamous Second Son was the 21st of March, 2014.
Ah,
Austin, now you're giving Reggie another answer. Stop it.
yeah, I know, right?
Reggie had the disadvantage at the start, and now he's got the advantage. All right, Reggie, I want a 2014 title.
You should just say they're wrong and not tell us what the year is, you goof.
I'm gonna say Persona 4 Ultimax for the PS3. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax.
But the notes are written by Pavel to include them so people could steal answers.
All right.
Persona 4 Arena Ultimax was 2013.
Damn.
Incorrect. Joe? 2014.
Bloodborne.
Ooh. I think this is 2015.
Yeah, I think so too.
It was. Marcus? 2014.
I could take my answer back, right?
Yep.
Infamous Second Son.
Infamous Second Son is right. There was a 3 point on the board, guys, and no one took it.
Take it.
It's all
All
right.
right. Moving on to our final year. Scores are pretty close. Reggie, I need a release from 2013.
Persona 4 Ultimax.
Correct. No? 2013.
Skyrim.
Ooh. I know that's incorrect. It was 2011.
Go to hell.
I'm sorry, but I was playing that.
I meant Crisis 3.
Oh, I forgot about that game. Wow. Crisis, jeez, man, that game.
It's on me, right?
Yeah. 2013.
Dude, Crisis 1 was like a huge deal when that came out. That was like the game that your computer couldn't run. Like that was the joke.
Dude,
Can it run Crisis? That was like the joke.
And then freaking when it came out, the sequels came out, they were kind of like nerfs compared to the first one because they were like more console.
Yeah.
Was that? Let's go Black Ops 2.
Ooh.
Like I'm off.
No, you might be right on that one because
they came out like every couple years, so that's kind of where I was feeling with it. Apparently they come out in October though, so you better be careful.
Yeah.
It was November 2012.
See, it's like always the end. They Christmas. They come out right before Christmas, and it's
I know, man.
All right, guys. At the end of that, we do have a definitive winner. So on 5 points was Marcus. 6 points was Joe. But today's winner on 7 points is Reggie. Well done, Reggie.
I made it. Wow. I really thought I was gonna lose this one, man.
Congrats, man.
Because I cannot remember the dates for certain games because it's just tough. Like what date?
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm just checking back, and I can confirm that Turner correctly got chat's question with Courier Crisis. Well done, Turner.
That's the Paperboy game for the PS1.
Yeah, here it is.
I remember that game. It's made by the same people who made Driver.
So we had the Courier and then the Crisis.
He's beating the shit out of people.
Yeah, it's hilarious, dude. They should have made like some kind of like short movie out of that game.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was a fun quiz because there was an unlimited amount of answers, but like Reggie said, like it's easier to go for one answer sometime than have an unlimited amount.
Right, exactly, because your mind's just thinking about what you can say. Like what?
Yep.
Yeah,
That was fun though because it literally made me like go through like a little like nostalgia trip through my mind of like, when did I buy this house? When did I get my PS4? What was I playing that year? I remember I was doing this first, and then I got this game, and I was playing that game, and you know what I mean? Like, and it's so funny how close, kinda, we were on all of them. We were off by 1 year. Like, it's pretty good, guys.
No, not even a year. You had the November release because you were playing it the following year.
Yeah. So I just overall, we're all impressive. We shouldn't have been even that good at it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
If we did the 2000s, Jay, you'd be like, oh, that was this DLC release of WoW, and then this DLC release of WoW, and then this DLC release of WoW.
We got to do the same thing with 80s hair bands. Like when their albums came out. When did cherry pie come out.
Almost an unlimited amount of topics you can do with that format, though. It's pretty cool.
It was fun.
You guys got any pickups to show off this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, who wants to start?
I can go
I'll
first.
start since I'm the guest.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
go
start,
for it.
Marcus. Okay, cool.
Yeah. All right. So Target recently had a sale, buy one, get 150% off. I don't know if you guys were aware of that. So picked up a couple games. Sonic Origins Plus.
Nice.
Got 16 Sonic games on there. It was pretty good value. That was like $20. Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Got that. And a couple more games. Reggie should like this one. Resident Evil Triple Pack.
Nice.
On the Switch. Physical release of Cuphead. Dragging my
Nice.
feet on getting that. Finally got that. And weird game. I don't know if you guys have ever played it, but Catherine Full Body.
Yeah, I
Oh,
played
yeah.
the first one. It was a lot of fun. I want to play the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that just like a
It's more of an
version?
add-on content type. Or,
Yeah.
Fixie, like there's a new girl.
Yep. I just enjoyed the puzzles and stuff. I wasn't really playing it for the story.
Well, they were terrifying because you messed up with those puzzles, man. Your death was brutal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 100%.
Yep. Those are my pickups this week.
Okay. Awesome, man. I guess I'll go next here. I'm going to have to get up for a couple of these, but I'll wait for those for the end. I went to my local game store. They had some cool stuff there, and I got this fighting game for the PSP. It's called Fate Unlimited Codes. This is a collector's edition for it.
Sweet.
See here. Yeah, there's the game, and the other stuff that comes with it. Comes like this.
That's cool.
Carry wherever you go or whatever like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. The anime is pretty good, man. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen a lot of different versions of it, and the latest one was very dark, but it's got some good fighting scenes in it. So very impressive series. I think Capcom made this game. It was in arcades. It's not the best fighting game, but it gets the job done. It's got a couple cool moves in it, so thought it was be nice to have. And I haven't bought a PSP game in a long time. I think you guys know I got the Clock Tower collection on the PS1. They did a fan translation for it for the first
cool.
game here, so
Wait.
you get to play. Yeah, it's really cool. And then this one is a collection of the ones that came out to America without.
Yeah, we know those games are really expensive, so this is probably the better version to get if you want to have a physical. Clock Tower series has been great, man. The first two games are really amazing. Third game is good too. Ghost Head not as much, but series still has a lot of potential, and I hope the limited run remake or remaster will kind of bring back some more interest in the series. I would say. Oh shoot, my headset died out. Jeez. You guys can hear me?
Your audio changed a little bit, but yeah, we can still hear you.
Bobby 6-7. This is a platform action game for Nintendo of my premium edition games. So this is the regular edition, and then this is the silver game edition right here. So
Awesome.
if you like games like Mario 2, you'll be familiar with this one, I would say. I know you guys can't really see the back of it, but just go in there just in case. I haven't played too much of it yet, but I plan on doing that pretty soon. My buddy John Houston, we did a trade, and he came through. He got me a mint condition copy of Crystalis for the Nintendo.
Wow.
For this.
That is nice.
Go next to my Game Boy Color version.
That's crispy.
Yeah, I think this is one of the first game. Well, I shouldn't say first game, but SNK published this game. This is like one of their first RPGs. So
Wow.
That's a great game.
Yeah, dude. I'm pretty stoked about having this. So very cool to have that.
It reminds me like Galvalius kind of. It's like one of them like unsung action RPGs. Like Zelda got all the credit, but everyone forgets about these other games that are really good,
Yeah. I couldn't find the first game. I was looking for it earlier, but I got a Lunar 2 uncensored for the Sega CD. I have a Lunar Silver Star, but I just couldn't find it by Project Retro Games. This version of the game doesn't have the edits that cut out certain cinematics, and the game is not made more difficult like it was in America. Because one of the guys that work in designs, what he liked doing is making games harder from the original versions. I don't know why he did that, but this is the game how it was intended to be played in this version of it. So I can't wait to play this. It's gonna be amazing. And yeah. And also I recently got an Xbox One, so I'm finally stepped up my Xbox game. Not quite a Series X, but that's okay. But I got Remothered, Tormented Father. A great survival horror game. You haven't played this, Marcus? I think you would like this one, man. Like, this game is a trip because what it reminds me of, it reminds me a lot of Clock Tower 3 in a hunting ground.
Mhm.
And basically, this is like one of those games where the stalker is like, he'll randomly come after you if you're standing around or doing something too long. It's like timed events pretty much. And also, they're really looking around for you. They're walking around the whole area looking for you. So it's really trippy. And Remother did that using that game formula really well. So happy to have this on Xbox.
Cool.
Okay. Whew. All these games, man. I got this one from Super Rare Games. This is called the Little Gator game. Little collection. I don't know too much about this one yet, but I'm pretty sure it's like a Mario 64 type game. But I don't like the name of it, so we're gonna call this game Alligator Express. We'll change the name.
Alligator
Express. So for the Switch.
You guys seen that new Alligator Express game? It's sweet.
All right, so a couple more here. We got Raja. I think I pronounced it right. This is another game from Premium Edition Games, and this collector's edition. I'm trying to get it out of here.
Well, they do pretty cool editions, man.
Premium Edition are one of the better low print companies for sure.
So here's a close-up look of the cover here. You got the Super Nintendo type. Cover and everything like that. In the back of it. Somebody was telling me it plays like a God of War type. So
that's cool.
Looking forward to that. Let's see. And the game I'm playing currently right now, we talked about it earlier. I got Grand Blue Fantasy Relink for the PS5.
Yeah, I got it. I really want that game.
Yeah, dude, it's fun. Dude, so a funny story about it. We were playing it, and you can play online with your friends and level up. But
That's cool.
You usually, from what I've seen, you can only level up with people on your level, but somehow there's a glitch, and I got the level with people who are like at a level 100. So my cat went up high, so I was like, yes.
Wow.
Dude. So I was playing the regular game, barely had any trouble going through the bosses, but I was like, yes, dude, this is perfect. So
that's
happy
awesome
about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I have two more items I want to show you. Maybe just one more.
Yeah, dude, that game, Persona 3, and Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth are all coming out within like a month of each other. I was like, oh my god,
crazy, right? You only give you time to
not too much. Yeah, and I'm over here still trying to finish Final Fantasy 16. Like, I gotta get caught up. These RPGs, holy bananas!
Oh wow!
This is a
Visco mini arcade top, nice
game. And I haven't even opened this yet, but I got this from Visco, and it comes with 12 games on it. So it's like obviously a barcade you can put on your table and play. You guys know I like the countercades and all that stuff, so I had to pick this one up. And this is probably
just Neo Geo games, or
just Neo Geo games. It's got a USB port on it, so you can probably add more games or update it, whatever you need, which is good. But here, let me show you one more item, guys. Turn the camera off for a second. Grab this last item because it's pretty big too.
We're about to be trolled. Oh, so it's like a turd in this toilet. Look at this thing. Oh my god.
Turn the camera off.
Okay. Oof. Sorry. This last item here. I got this. I had one already, but my buddy Will had an extra one, and this one's modded.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you guys can barely see it, but this is the Marvel countercade, which I think Marcus, we talked about these before.
Yep.
This one's modded, and it's got some new buttons on it and everything, new stick and everything like that. And I can play the arcade games, other arcade games if I want. It's a soft mod, so as soon as you take the USB drive out of it, it'll go back to its regular form. But that was pretty cool. But this one's really cool because, as you can see, it's a little loud here. I know I got to turn off the sound.
All right, sorry.
But anyways, it's modded on the back. So that's a battery pack. so you can take it anywhere you need to go.
Oh, that's cool, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, truly
Neat.
portable.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
those
sweet.
are my items.
Nice, man.
Sweet.
Dude, I'd be happy with the unmodded one. I love Marvel superheroes. The game's so good.
It really is, man. Using those
I have
Infinity
some more
gems.
PS1 games to show you guys from my collection. So we're going through. We finished with the Disney games last week, and we're going to move on to the next series, which is Driver. Now, this is pretty iconic because this is a game that most people didn't finish the tutorial on. It's like unanimously known as having the hardest tutorial in gaming.
Yeah,
But
for real.
it's actually
dude.
a really good game. So if you do get through the tutorial, it's a pretty good game. And then we also got the sequel, Driver 2. And I prefer the third one, San Francisco, on PS3, or the fourth one, or whatever it was. But yeah, these are still great games on the PS1.
Sweet.
Here we have Ducati Racing. Ducati's just a brand of motorbike, and you find brands bought out their own games back in the day. Like there's a Suzuki game on PS2. So it's just a thing that they did. I guess it was trying to drive sales. Here we have the Dukes of Hazzard.
Awesome.
Racing
Those
for
good
home.
games.
I never actually played this one. It was one I only picked up recently. But it's in really nice nick, so I might give it a go at some point. It actually looks pretty fun, not gonna lie. Looks like you're just doing jumps and tricks and stuff in the car. Here's one of the Grails on PS1. I was after this for years. I ended up getting a minty copy from the UK, and that is Eric's. So this is a Final Fantasy spin-off fighting game with the Final Fantasy VII characters.
Wow.
It's exactly as cool as it sounds. It's a lot of fun too. Like the graphics are PS1 graphics, but I had a lot of fun playing through it, and you know the characters there from Final Fantasy VII, and yeah, this is like a brand new case too. It literally feels brand new, so I'm really happy with this one.
Fixie, you want to know something funny about that game? Is that Namco and Squaresoft did a collaboration with it. So they made Kazuya Mishima from Tekken related to God Hand in that game, God Hand and Mishima. So they're supposed to be like brothers.
Okay, that makes sense.
Manual. It's really weird.
That's cool. Next, we just have another generic sport game, and this is UEFA Euro 2000, so another soccer game. And I'm not too selective with PS1 collecting. I pretty much put anything in the collection if it's under $10. It's complete with black label with a manual, so I'll take sport games. And again, another sport title. Here's one I do love, though. I really love the Everybody's Golf series.
Yeah.
So this is Everybody's Golf 2. It's got the OG cash converter sticker on the front, which I haven't been able to take off. Joe, you're going to love this next one.
What you got?
Here we have Evil
do.
Dead.
Oh my god.
Hail to the King.
I do love that. Pretty much
And this
anything.
is
to do
a
with
2
Evil
disc
Dead.
set this one, which is pretty cool.
Every camera angle, somebody a monster responds in that game.
Mhm.
Love
That's
the
a hard
artwork.
game.
Very beautiful.
That game's tough.
And now the next few games are from the one series. I'm not big into this series, but I ended up picking them all up for less than $5 each. So definitely take them, and that's Formula One titles. First one, Formula One 99. I do love Michael Schumacher, and so it's nice to have Michael Schumacher on the front, which is cool. Formula GP. I'll just go through these ones quickly. Formula One. I'm pretty sure we got one every single year. This one is an older one because it has the full artwork. Sony went away from doing that in the PAL region after, I think, the second year. So it's cool seeing all the front displayed with artwork. I love it. And then this is what they turned into with the PlayStation black strip down the bottom. So we've got F1 Racing. And finally, Formula One 97. And it's got the price I paid on the back, $5.
Awesome.
That's about the price I want to pay for those games. But it's nice to have complete PS1 games. They don't take up much room. You can fit like 1,000 on the same shelf that'll fit 500 PS2 games. That's pretty cool.
Very cool. Yeah, I love collecting PS1 still. That's still
Joe
my
taking
favorite
us
thing.
home.
All right.
Take me home.
So I actually have a little song for it prepared for you. No, I'm just kidding. So this one on clearance on Best Buy like sold out in like fucking 10 minutes. It was crazy. But I've been wanting this game forever, but I just never wanted to pay full price for it. But I finally picked up the Bramble, the Mountain
Dude, I need to
King.
pick that one up too.
I've been eyeballing it for like forever, dude. I'm just like waiting for a price drop. And so I finally went on clearance on Best Buy for like $21, but it sold out like literally like as soon as I bought it. Like I went and looked, it was gone. I was like, holy shit. So I'm lucky I even got it. But yeah, it's Bramble. It's on sale for PS5 if you want a PS5 copy on Amazon right now for $24.99, I think.
$14 would be the sweet spot. But yeah, no.
That'd be amazing. I'm happy to have it, but like I had to get that PS4 version. So, but yeah, it's a pretty cool looking game. It's like I don't know, it's like an adventure game, but like Limbo, yeah, but like in 3D.
Yeah, plays like those.
Yeah, it looks wicked creepy, which is what I'm all about. Like I like that weird creepy artwork. So yeah, Bramble Mountain King. Yeah, dude, I'm pretty excited about it. This one, I had to pick it up, but I was waiting for a sales drop. I had to get it, Reggie. I had to do it. Slapping beans, baby. I had to get it, man.
I saw that.
So I have the first one. The first one got released by Strictly Limited Games, and if you have that version, it's like really expensive. But it also got like a regular retail release in Germany. So I just picked up that, and that version is actually really nice. It's like comes with a manual in and everything. It feels really heavy. So yeah, Slappin' Beans 1. If you want to get it, you can get the regular retail release. But yeah, this came out in the United States. Slappin' Beans 1 didn't come out in the United States, but this one did. So I picked this one up too. It's like a 2D beat 'em up, like a Final Fight, Shredder's Revenge, that type of game.
Mm-hmm. It's like a 90s bad movie video game cover that Joe just has to have. Like it just it would fit into our intro video, right?
Pretty much. I mean, it's called Slappin' Beans. That in itself is worth owning, and the fact that there's 2 of them. Like of all the games that you didn't think you would get a sequel, I didn't think Slappin' Beans would be getting a sequel. You know what I'm saying? Like I just didn't, but here we are. So. Had to
we got Goat Simulator 3,
but it's actually a good game. It's a good game. It's not just like it's not just funny. Like it's actually a good game. So, this is another one I've been eyeballing for a while, but it didn't really go on a price drop. But I just wanted to get it before it went down a little bit. I got it for like $30. This is Ad Infinitum. This is a horror game on PS5. I don't think it got released anywhere else. I think it's the only place it got a physical. It might be on Xbox, but I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's the only version I've seen, but I could be wrong. But it looks really cool. It's like it takes place in like the trenches, and I think it's World War One. I don't think it's World War II. I think it's World War One. And like you're like running through all these trenches, and there's like huge monsters chasing you. And it looks creepy as hell. I'm trying to pick up all the horror games on PS5. There's like 3 or 4 right now that I actually need to pick up, and this is one of them. So I grabbed this one. Pretty cool.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yes. All right. So this one, I want to tell a story. So that company, that Nightfall game, and Joe's Diner and Pioneer Drive. All right. So those are all released by this company, that UIG Entertainment. And like in general, they're just they do low prints. They're kind of like Atlas. They're kind of like Sedesco. Like they're very low prints. Their games are kind of hard to find. So, they came out with this series. It's called the Dark Eye series. So this is the first game. It's called Realms of Arcania: Blade of Destiny. And this is just a regular US release. It's really not that hard to find. It's pretty cheap if you want to pick it up. And what these are like 90s PC RPGs that got ported to the PlayStation. So they're like these are like hardcore old school RPGs. So if you're like a real true nerd, like you like actual like old Might and Magic games, old Dungeon like those real hardcore RPGs, this is like sort of in the vein of that. But this one's not that hard to find.
Someone say Might and Magic?
Yeah, exactly. So The sequel. This is
Right.
and what's up?
Like maybe like Ultima too.
Kind of. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to see. God, I don't think you can see it that well. So it's not like super. It's not like DOS or anything like that. But
Okay.
it's I don't know how to describe it. Just watch some videos. It's pretty cool. But I actually love games like this. So, but I'll be honest with you, I'm probably not going to open these because they're really rare. This one maybe, but the other ones I won't. But anyway, there's a sequel. This one right here. Realms of Arcania, Star Trail. Niccolo, if you guys remember, Niccolo has been on the show a few times. He's actually turned me on to this one, and like this is like just really hard to find in Europe usually, and for like years there were like no copies available. There was only like 1 or 2 copies on eBay at a time. They go for like hundreds of dollars, like $100-$150, that type of thing. And then recently, like a whole bunch just showed up. Like somebody found a box of them, or like the company got bought out or something, and all of a sudden
they
a
got
bunch of
reprinted. Who knows?
I don't think they got reprinted. I could be wrong, but they might have. But I don't. They might have. But I think it's more like they found like old stock or something. But either way, I don't know if they're still available.
I mean, going down the trend of the most expensive games getting reprinted, it's kind of happened for PAL PS4 games as well. So it can't just be a coincidence, right?
Could be.
Because the Nightfall was just as expensive too, and it got reprinted.
Well, it's the same seller who had these, so I don't know. So maybe it is reprinted. I don't know. Either way, I grabbed a copy because it was just like whatever. But that's not even what I'm most excited about. What I'm most excited about is there's a double pack that has both games. And I only thought it got released in Germany, and I didn't realize this copy exists. But I got this copy.
Oh, that's cool!
Wow.
This is the combo pack of the Blades of Destiny and Star Trail, but it's got the Peggy logo, not the USK logo. I've never, ever seen this before, ever in my life. The only reason I got this game is because Jason, who's been on the show, we were talking about stuff, and he showed me a picture, and he had this, and I was like, what the hell is that? And there's a seller. God, I don't know. People are going to be mad at me because I don't know off the top of my head. There's a seller on Amazon that is showing the German version, but if you buy it, they send you this. So again, don't be mad at me. I'm not trying to keep it private. I don't know off the top of my head. If you guys want to know who it is, I'll fucking look it up and just message me and I'll tell you. Go into Figsy's Discord. I'll put it in the Discord or something like that. So everybody knows.
Put it in the there's a section called deals. And we'll put it in there.
Yeah, I just don't know off the top of my head.
Deals here.
I don't remember who it is. But anyway, this like I said, I didn't even know this existed. And what's really interesting about this is if you notice, this is a sealed game, but it has no strip.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of my PAL games are like that.
I know it's weird. Like, I feel like it. Most of them should have that. I don't know. But either way, this was like really exciting to me, like I said, and that's what I mean by this is like one of those games where it's so rare. Like I didn't know the damn thing existed. I've never seen it before until like recently. I did not know this was even a thing. So I don't know, but maybe it got reprinted and there's a million of them. I have no idea. It's the first time I've seen it, so I was excited. And I got
cool,
my
there's a double pack that includes both of them, though. That's the version you want to get.
Hell yeah! So now I got my little dark eye set here, my little thing here. It's pretty awesome. Cool. And then my last pickup is not a game, but it's still awesome. And I'm just gonna sing the song because it's so good. It goes. I had to pick this up, dude. So you know me. I've been
fine, man.
Man, this is on sale on Amazon right now for like $25 or some shit. So
for the whole season.
Yeah, it's a DVD. It's not a Blu-ray or 4K or nothing like that. But yeah, this is the complete series. It comes with the Lion Force, which is the one that I watched when I was growing up. But it says it also has one called the Vehicle Force, which I'm assuming is another show, which I'm not even sure if I've ever seen that. So
it's kind of funny. I'm waiting for I don't know if it's already out, but the new series they had for it was really good. I want to get that on Blu-ray. Dude,
yeah.
You haven't seen it, bro?
No, I haven't. I heard it's
fantastic. Oh my god, you would get hooked, man. It's so good.
Well,
it expands the story. Yeah.
Awesome.
So like some people love the Power Rangers, some people love the Ninja Turtles the most. For me, it was Voltron, dude. That was like my favorite show growing up. Second favorite was He-Man, for sure. But that's because I was like 4 when He-Man came out. Like I watch He-Man now, and I'm like, oh my god, this is not good. I can't watch it. It's not. He-Man did not hold up the same way Voltron
Yeah,
does.
you better watch the movie instead of the show.
Yeah, dude, I actually love the movie with Dolph
Yeah.
Lundgren, dude. I freaking love that. I mean, Gwildor and the key and everything. I think that's a fantastic movie.
I love the Power Rangers as a kid growing up. I'd never
Of
watched
course.
any of the ones though. Thunderbirds, I watched Thunderbirds, but that's only because my dad watched it and it was like nostalgic for him. So he got me and my brother to watch it.
Kingsley, who's your favorite Ranger?
Probably the red one.
Red Ranger? I'm all about the Green Ranger. I like
Green
Tommy.
Ranger all day. Green Ranger all day, dude. He can summon Godzilla with the magic flute. It's freaking amazing. Robotzilla. Dude.
Man, that was so good.
Yeah. Not. I mean, if you watch it again, it's not so great. It's hard. So there's a lot of things that I love when I was a kid that nostalgia is what it is. Like you go back and revisit it, it doesn't quite hold up, but some things do. Like Voltron does. You know what I'm getting to? I can't wait. I just ordered the Blu-ray for the Batman animated series, the whole Batman one. Like that holds
all
up.
of it together, dude. Wow.
All of it in one. Yeah.
So the original was 4 seasons, right before it became Batman and Robin.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't gotten it yet, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's amazing. You got it, man. I should pick that up myself too, man.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get, and I'm getting Mask of the Phantasm on 4K. I'm gonna get So I don't know about you guys, but this whole like, I'm taking all the DVDs out of everything, and it's freaking me out, man. I am like feverishly trying to now. Yes, FOMO's hitting me real hard with certain things because I'm just like, dude, I don't want to be sitting here in 20 years like, I want to watch Voltron. I'm trying to find it and signing up for shit, and I don't want to do it. And it's not there, and it's all been edited. Like, we don't want Sven to die anymore. That was too traumatic for children, or whatever. Like, spoiler alert.
Even though it's like older people watching it.
Well, my biggest concern was that once they pull all the physical media, they're going to just start editing and changing everything, and you're not going to have a choice. Like, you aren't going to be able to watch the original versions of anything. They just won't let you.
Even if it's not edited, the music mightn't be in there because, like, the licenses, or different things like that.
Or they have a dispute for 20 years about who owns it.
Like, good stuff.
Or companies
doesn't want to be in there who was in the show, so all those scenes had to be removed.
Joe, do you remember Mask of the Phantasm pretty well?
I haven't seen it in probably 15 20 years, but
bro,
I loved it. I remember I loved it.
Yeah, it was dark from the Batman show, man, because I was like, dude, man, there's some stuff in there that tripped me out as a kid. Batman gets jacked up in that thing.
Overall, the characters, were dark, dude. My favorite was Clayman, dude. I loved Clayman for some reason.
Oh, Clayface, yeah.
Clayface, yeah. So every single episode he was in, I was like, yes, Clayface. Love this.
Right
so
on.
Good. But yeah, I've been trying to pick up a bunch of old stuff, and it's cool. A lot of old stuff's getting re-released, dude. Like The Crow just got a 4K steelbook announced. I'm pretty excited about it. It looks really nice. There's this movie I used to watch all the time when I was a kid, and I just randomly was like, I want to get this movie called Daryl. You ever see Daryl? You know what that movie is? Anybody have an idea? Oh my god, it's such an obscure movie. Daryl is about a family that like adopts a android, like a robot. He's a kid named Daryl, and it's I don't know how to just watch it, but specifically I just remember there's this scene where he plays pole position on the Atari, and because he's an android, he like breaks the game. He's like, I would just remember being like,
wow. It's like a creepy looking scene because like he's like an android or something.
No, he just looks like a little kid.
He just looks like a regular kid. Okay, wow.
He just looks like a regular kid. Yeah, it's called Daryl. Anyway, it's this really random, weird ass movie that I haven't seen since I was like 7 years old. And I'm like, I want to get a copy, and it's like coming out in 4K in like the next 3 weeks. Daryl. I'm like, what? This is getting a re-release now of all the times I've ever. It's so weird. And
is that the one he's like a robot or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I've seen that.
Yeah, dude, I used to like that like war games. I'm talking this is like early 80s. And then this other movie I'm super excited about that I used to watch all the time when I was a kid that I didn't think anyone ever heard of. It's called Leviathan. Have you ever heard of this movie? It's a horror movie. It's great. It's like it's basically Alien, but it takes place like underwater on a ship. But it's I used to love this movie. Like I have a feeling I'm gonna watch it and be like, ooh, this isn't as good as I thought it was. But I loved it. back then, and that also is getting a 4K release. I'm super excited. I'm gonna grab that too. But I
I know they're
recommend that one.
graphic to be releasing new things too.
If you like Alien, check out Leviathan. It's pretty much the same concept. They're trapped on a little ship getting killed by a big monster.
Wait, Leviathan, is that the one with the freaking the dude from RoboCop?
I think so.
The main guy from RoboCop? Oh my god, I remember if it's the same movie, I remember the ending is the most memorable part of that movie too, man, because the lady, her name Megan, I forgot oh my god, I'm forgetting the name. But anyways, the lady, there's a lady in that movie that got them all set up on there, like why they were stuck underwater. She was the reason why they were stuck underwater. And towards the end of the movie, she walks up like she helped them get saved. And Peter Weller's his name, the guy that I'm talking about, and he punches her and knocks her out. And it's so iconic, man. You couldn't have anything like an ending like that today because all these people would come out like complaining a man hit a woman. But it was a punch, dude. Like she was knocked out. It was so funny how it looks. And I think it's the right movie because I'm gonna look it up right now. But yeah, sorry, I just had to throw that in there, man.
That's why I loved it. I love the.
So it's the right movie. Okay, cool.
I don't know. I don't remember, dude. I don't remember.
I think it is, man. Let me look it up, man. But yeah, cool.
You have an amazing memory, bro. So.
Oh yeah, I remember movies, man. Like certain
I
moments.
just remember I enjoyed a movie. I don't remember what happened in it.
We see
But that was a good few hours. I can't tell you what happened.
Hilarious punch in Leviathan, 21 seconds. It's got to be this. Yes, and it is the guy from RoboCop. Dude,
yes,
you are 100% correct about everything.
Watch that clip right now while we're doing this, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's so freaking funny.
Man,
and that's how the movie ended. It ended like that. Like he was, yeah.
You see it? Or so he's walking. He's walking. Did I miss it? Oh shit!
I think he already hit her.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back.
But when he walked away like that, that whole night, it went to the credits, and that's how the movie ended. Yep, here we go.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing?
Dude, it was like one of the best endings ever. It was the best ending ever, dude. Oh my god.
This is why you win the quizzes, man. I can't keep. How do you do? Dang.
That stuff that sticks with you, man.
Memory. I love it. It's awesome. You
So
should play
funny.
GeoGuessr with me, Reggie. You'd be good at it. It's all about memory.
Yeah.
Oh man. So anyway, that's all my movie talk. Sorry, I always derail it talking about movies.
No, that was good stuff, man, and everything like that. Like Marcus, are you into movies like that, or are you just more games?
Yes, somewhat. I guess I kind of just randomly try to stumble across stuff and kind of get into it. I've been kind of wanting to get into collecting DVDs. I think I'm definitely going to start doing it more so now, because they're pretty cheap in like the thrift stores and stuff like that. Like our thrift stores out here aren't really great on video games,
Right.
but
other
pretty
stuff.
plentiful as far as DVDs. So I definitely
Like
been looking for like some of the complete sets.
Like for stuff where it might be $1 or whatever. Like my local what do you call it? Dollar store had like DVDs for $1 and some Blu-rays. I was like, wow, dude. Let's go ahead and pick a
grab
couple of
'em.
these up.
Pick
You
them
know?
while you can, because like I said, once they're gone, that's when people start to care. Nobody, just like the games, nobody cares now. But as soon as it's like hard to
It's
get,
gone?
and then it's just streaming. All of a sudden, there's a demand, and then all of a sudden, once people realize the prices are going up, then all the speculators will get in there and be like, "Oh, this DVD is worth this much," and it'll be a very similar thing that happens to games. I
Exactly.
really do think
Becoming
so.
Yeah, just like a GameStop when they clear a series of games, like when the PS3 was going out, like and when it sold out finally, everybody all of a sudden wanted it.
Mhm,
Like what?
exactly.
Like, yeah. So
Weird how things work. People are funny.
So Disney
Going
just
for the thing that no one talks about.
Disney just announced they're shutting down their DVD service completely. So if you want a little hint, I guarantee you Disney Blu-rays are going to go up in value, especially because there's a lot of people like me who really like some old Disney movies who really don't want to give money to Disney through Disney Plus. Like I do not want to sign up for them. I do not want to give current Disney any money because I want to watch something I liked 30 years ago. I will buy the DVD. You guys can go to hell. I do not like any of the stuff they're making. I don't want them to have any money on my money. Go to hell. Like, screw that.
We'll go into the filthy resellers.
They destroyed Star Wars. They'll never get any of my money. They can go to hell. They ruined Star Wars. I will never forgive them Forget them. I'm not giving them any money to the
They
day.
shouldn't
I
have
die.
ever had Star Wars in the first place. Let's be honest.
Dude. Okay, well, I don't want to go off on another 20-minute tangent, but all the people who gave George Lucas shit about the prequels are the reason that we got the Disney Star Wars. So I hope you all are happy with yourselves. You guys all gave him hell, and the prequels had a lot of trash. There was a lot of problems with them. I'm not going to be they were, but they look amazing now. They look freaking phenomenal now. Hell yeah, dude. I mean, I just rewatched them and they're still not that great. I'm not a huge prequel guy. I'm not. I'm just like, ugh. Revenge of the Sith is awesome. The other two, like Phantom Menace, is like literally almost unwatchable to me. For me, it's like unwatchable. The second one isn't bad, but it's like completely forgettable. Like immemorable. Like everybody, like what happens in the second one? Everyone's like, I don't even remember. I don't know. Fucking Dooku or some shit. Like I don't remember. Like it's you.
Is that Attack of the Clones?
Yeah.
Attack of the Clones?
Yeah. And it's a lot of stuff that happened. It was a decent movie, but
I only remember Revenge of the Sith and the end of Phantom Menace because Dark Maul came out. And Jar Jar Binks was the one who made that.
Binks I liked.
He made the movie annoying as heck, dude. I remember I fell asleep because I was like, dude, this dude, come on.
See, it was either you liked him or he was annoying. There wasn't an in between with a character like that.
Right,
between Jar Jar Binks and that little kid who is just the worst actor I've ever seen in my life. Like I just like he's like, gee golly guys, we lose. It's just like, oh my goodness, like it was just bad. And Hayden Christensen's acting is not good either. He's just bad. Then again, the writing was really lame too. Like so, I don't know. Again, it has some problems, but anyway, that's the whole point. I really feel like everybody made his life so miserable and made him feel like he sucked for making those movies that he was like, fine, I'll show you. I'll let someone else make them.
And now they
see. You want to see if you guys, everybody thinks they can do it better than me? Go ahead, guys. Go ahead. I'll let Disney do it. And like, look what happens. And like, oh man, ruined. So yeah. Anyway, that's why I'm not back to Disney DVDs.
Call that a night.
No, let's rant about movies for another hour.
Marcus, thanks so much for coming on and joining us.
Thank you so much, guys. It was a pleasure and an honor. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And definitely go over to Marcus's channel, guys, and hit that sub button and follow the journey of a full Wii set, which is hopefully ending up this year. So that should be pretty exciting.
Absolutely. Cool. Please do.
Reggie, thanks for coming on again, my man.
Yeah, of course, man.
As always. Well, have a good night, everyone. And we'll see you guys on Sunday for another one. Peace.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
You